This is the What's on Draft podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the What's on Draft podcast with me, Connor.
And Josh, yeah.
Get into that intro, force you into it.
Like-
This is episode 4. First week, the second week, I don't know.
Yeah, but this
yeah.
will be covering the, I guess, first/second week of January.
We'll 2021. God, I forgot what the year it was.
Yeah, 2021. Fuck it.
It's like being at school when you forget how to write the year. You always make a couple mistakes.
Yeah. I forget what you write your name and also I'll do that now.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. So to start off, what you got on draft?
Today is the vodka energy.
Oh, starting strong again, son. What's going on? You've got some problems you need to get off your chest.
Straight on that, I do. Yeah.
That means you're going to non-stop talking, isn't it?
That's when the TPRs come out later.
Oh, no. Well, I have got 82 hours disc space remaining, so we can get going all night if you want.
82 hours. I've got a good 27.
Longest podcast going, let's go.
Yeah. What's on your draft?
I'm currently drinking a can of cider. Actually, well, I'm not currently. I just pop it open. You got to pop it open on the on the mic. Yeah, can of cider.
You weren't even pre-podcast drinking for once?
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually about 4 cans deep, but I realised listening back in our content that I'm promoting bad behaviour. So
pretty much this podcast's going to be bare because we haven't drank that much as normal.
I don't know. Now it's officially started and I've got an excuse to drink. We're gonna get necking it.
Get splashed now, yeah.
Got any shots? Let's go.
Well, I pretty much only finished this vodka energy and it's pretty strong, so you know how it is.
Oh god.
But hopefully I just don't crash on it because I was knackered earlier, so I was like, oh fuck it, I'll have an energy drink. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll just put some vodka in it. So
just sneak a little bit of vodka in it.
yeah, why not? Just a little bit, like just like a few, maybe probably 4 or 5 shots or whatever.
And were you not questioned about it by the missus?
Well, no, because she wanted some energy drink as well. And I said I'm gonna put some vodka on it, so it is. She was alright with it.
Did you put some in for her?
I was gonna, but you know.
Without telling her? Just spike her?
She didn't want any, but I was like, oh, because she just spiked it as a joke.
How times have changed. What's going on? We're getting too old.
Yeah, too old that we don't spike people no matter what.
Yeah, I know, yeah. You've changed. I don't know if I'm friends with you anymore.
Yeah, obviously, but yeah, no, I used to love it. I like say pre-drinks and stuff with like your mates. So like, oh, someone like get me a drink or whatever. Then in uni, whatever, you just like give someone like just a fucking half and half of like vodka lemonade. Or if someone would be like too smashed, like one of the lads, you just give them like just a full vodka or whatever, and they don't even fucking notice after.
And that's
takes them like half the drink to realise.
That's how you make like Jack and that throttle the guts out in the street.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I came prepared this time. I actually took my drink upstairs once. So I brought me vodka lemonade upstairs.
We're gonna start having to get a shelf, a little a bar behind us.
Yeah, I definitely did a mini fridge just for alcohol in this room.
But just to emphasise that this podcast does not promote drinking in any sort or anyway.
No, I mean these are all just code words for like different flavoured water.
Oh yeah, cider is just apple water. I could have said apple juice and I said apple water.
Fuck it up.
Wow. Maybe I am drunk. I don't know.
Yeah, being drunk off the fumes. So yeah, we're clearly, obviously back on Discord. We don't want to go in it too much because obviously it's a bit of shit. But yeah, back in lockdown, once again in England, as always. So yeah, we did one podcast in person, and then
2 weeks apart completely. We followed the rules.
Yeah, so yeah, we did one podcast in person over Christmas, and then that was about it. So
well, yeah, you had to rush home.
I had to go back home.
You left me.
For Boris locks me up again.
It was a sad time though, getting the message, I'm going home. Like, no.
Yeah. So yeah, New Year's Eve was just spent me and my lass at home.
Yeah, so how did you find that? Was it fun? Did you have a good time?
It was alright, but I felt old as fuck though. Tired by like 12 o'clock. I was like
oh man, no way, did you not get on it?
Yeah, we had a few drinks and that. And then what did we do? I think we were just playing some were you playing some Switch games? Can't remember. I think we were playing do you know that heads up game?
I'm not sure. No.
It's kind of like you put like it's like the app on your phone where you put like it's like it comes up to say like a celebrity's name on top of your head or something, and the other person has to explain it.
Ah, right. That's sick. I didn't even know that was on the Switch.
No, it's on the phone. It's an app.
Oh. Ah, right. Okay, yeah. Like, put your phone on your head.
Yeah, and then it just comes up. But you can do lots of different categories and shit on it.
Oh, right, yeah. That's sick.
It's not
I
too
might
bad.
have to give that a go.
Yeah. So it's, and then we did. I think we did. We did charades as well. I think.
I thought, honestly, for a good 30 seconds, thought you were going to say strip poker there. You, know, you hesitated on the yes a couple of times. I think everyone else is going to agree with me.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking call it time.
Yeah. Emily's going to like tell you off for giving away the truth there.
Strip poker, but in reverse, you start off naked. Didn't we say that last time?
I don't know, but I think I need to try it. Oh, well. Crazy. That's you know what? It's like we did this last year. I'd be non-stop talking about events like this, but I just feel like there's so little you can talk about anymore without you getting. I don't know.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I wonder how long it's going to take. Well, saying that, it's hard to get. I always end up saying the same stories every week anyway, but it's going to end up getting really repetitive at some point if
yeah, it's like, what do you talk about when you haven't left the house in 3 years? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, just keep reminiscing about past times.
For
Yeah,
that one
what I found mad, right? I saw on like Facebook or something. So I was 22 when this lockdown started, and I'm going to be 24 soon.
It's absolutely grim.
How mental is that? I was 22 when the lockdown started. I'm going to be 24 when it's like possibly probably fucking 25 by the time it's over.
That's like the two. I mean, that is the best years of your life, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, I think in England it's the best because like we all have our like stupid drinking years when we're like 16 to 20, maybe 21, and then like, I think 22 plus to about 25. It's just before you start like settling down.
Yeah,
So
I reckon my glory days are over. 18 to 21, they're over then. The glory uni days are over.
Mate, 18 to 21, my glory days were 13 to 14. Like, that's literally just the 2 years. After 14, it was downhill. I had like the fakest of facial hair, and it was greyest of grey hair.
Yeah, the glory days are 0 to 1. You couldn't even fucking remember.
As soon as my mum showed me what a bottle was, that was it, downhill. I knew instantly.
She didn't even put milk in your bottles. Straight vodka milk or something.
Oh, mate, barely cream.
Oh, no.
Ah, well. So
yeah, that's got to be called something, hasn't it? I reckon you can totally buy vodka milk. I reckon that's like, that's got to be called. That's got like a certain cocktail name, hasn't it?
I'm sure it does. You know, it rings a bell. I mean, you'd think I'd know working on a bar.
Well, yeah, I doubt anyone's came in, but I'll have a vodka milk, please, mate.
No, I generally
make
think
it
they have.
triple.
I think they actually have done that. You know, it rings a bell. No, but I'm thinking of vodka with Baileys and got a cocktail.
Yeah, I guess you don't have Baileys now, aren't you? But yeah, and I guess you have that. Was it tequila rose? Is that like tequila and Baileys or something?
Yeah, that's a weird. I think it's just tequila cream.
Yeah,
it's not made by Baileys or anything.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Sorry, that though.
Lethal. Anything that like can curdle in your stomach is the worst thing. Like, oh, we get all these like young girls drinking that, and I'm like, really? Like, you're going out, they go on the sesh like in a nightclub or something, and like that's gonna be curdling away in your stomach, and then you're gonna probably go back to some guy's house, and it's gonna keep curdling. It's just,
moving about in there.
Oh, don't, man. Like, I remember my ex getting me a Guinness right before a night out, and then because we were in a rush, I had to neck it, and that was like, I was encrypted. That was when I first realised that maybe, just maybe, I'm too old for this shit. And I was there.
One of my mates, and he used to just drink Guinness sometimes to pre-drinks.
Oh
no.
no.
Just like, because he put a loved his ale and stuff. So he'd have just drink loads of ale or just like loads of Guinness and that for pre-drinks. I was like, fucking hell.
Have you ever been stood next to a bunch of guys who drink ale? They will non-stop fart all night. It is grim, and we used to have some people on the corner of the bar. And like,
probably be dad, wasn't it? He was always around the corner.
Well, they used to have a let rip all the time. It's probably disgusting, man. But I guess that's just what happens when you're necking pints and pints of that stuff. Beer and ale. Nah, nothing.
Yeah, we've seen that Brewdog are giving everyone free alcohol.
What?
If you go on the website, you get like a free 4-pack of Brewdog or something.
Alright, hang on 2 seconds. Lager.
But there's a massive queue for it though. There's like, I think if you just go on the Brewdog website now, there's how many people in the queue? 45,000 people in the queue ahead of me.
Oh well, that's not long, really.
Your estimated wait time is more than an hour.
That's alright. I'll just leave the computer on. Just wait.
But apparently, it's the world's first carbon negative beer.
Alright, okay.
So shout out Brewdog gives a sponsorship. You know.
Oh yeah, we're promoting. Promote that.
Is that like, that's a free ad read, that is.
I've never been able to afford one of your drinks, but please give me one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really expensive.
Yeah, I don't think I've really had it before, but I reckon it's amazing. So she gives a sponsorship.
Can only hope. Can only hope.
Exactly. Happy days.
Win-win.
Yeah, if we said before, like what? Yeah, I think we said before. Was it the first podcast? Like, what the dream sponsorship would be?
I think we've shot out a few ones. Red Shadow Legends, definitely up there.
Yeah, go on, Richard Lennon.
Oh man, like I get the adverts on them now. I'm seeing people I've never even seen on YouTube do it now. Like it'd be like someone with like 500 subscribers just doing a Red Shadow Legends advert. Like
They must have run out of money though, because I've not seen one in a while before.
oh, but it's just they're dotted around somewhere.
The amount of money they must like spend on them adverts, because like I don't know how much it will be per YouTube, but I'd say like for some YouTubers it could be anywhere between like 5 to 10 grand or something for like an ad read.
Well, yeah.
And then like they do it like all the time. It's like fuck it, but it's just like a Chinese company that just fork out shitloads for like the ad reads and that. But
It's just insane, really. It's not. I mean, you've got to look at it sometimes that you can't be making any profit because the game's free anyway, isn't it? It's just like in-game sales.
yeah, so I was just, but that's the most games nowadays make more money off that than, well, especially mobile games. Having them free make a lot more money than paid.
Oh yeah,
No,
I think
like no one pays for mobile games anymore, really. Well, I don't think people ever really, unless it's like a proper game.
I mean, I've never bought games on the mobile.
I think the only one I might have bought at one point was Blues Tower Defense.
Oh,
I used to be a boy
what
on
a
Blues
game!
Tower
It was a
Defense.
boy all that like. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Mine was New Star Soccer. That was the only game I ever played.
Oh no! I think I had the free version.
Yeah, it was like free from like you didn't really miss out on much. It was just you got to play in the snow and no adverts.
Yeah, because I remember playing that. It used to be mint on the PC. That no, Joe, it was sick. Jump was for goalposts.
I do not know what that is.
Do you know, mate, it was kind of like New Star Soccer, but it was kind of more instead of like top down, it was kind of like 2D, kind of like pro clubs kind of view. Not pro clubs, like be a pro FIFA kind of view.
Right, yeah.
So kind of like if you were going to shoot instead of just like a top down thing, you kind of be your characters would be there like a little drawing kind of thing. And it'd be because obviously you'd start out in the park and like jump as a goalpost, so obviously you'd have your jumpers as a goalpost. Start out in the park and you get like scouted for like a team and shit like that. Man. Honestly, better career mode than fucking FIFA.
Why have I just spent the money on FIFA then?
It's actually sick. That was kind of something we got to. Me and Connor finally bought a FIFA 21, even though it came out like 6 months ago or whatever.
Oh, yeah. FIFA 22 is coming out now. But...
Yeah, because it was on sale for like I think the last FIFA we bought was like FIFA 16 or 17. It's on sale.
It's a decent price, like it's like nearly in half price, wasn't it? Like 60
yeah, I think it was only like 20 quid or something. So I mean, for 20 quid, it's not that bad. And then we played Pro Club yesterday. We didn't get a single win.
Yeah, we got a couple of draws though, which is.
No, I say that. No, we got 2 wins because the other players quit.
Oh, whoa! I thought we were going to say that.
I mean, what? No, because we got 2 wins legitimately. Yeah. Totally. The enemies totally didn't like out or anything. But the enemies. Hey, well, I kept saying that. The fucking enemies.
Wow. That's why I don't play sports with you. You just charging up people.
Fucking shoot them.
Feel like you've got like in shell shock.
Legit, too many fucking war games. That's what it is.
It is PTSD in some of these games. Legit, it's just like the way the world is with these games. How graphic and intense they are. Like immersive is probably is that the worst way to say it? Like
yeah. Imagine like Hell Let Loose in VR. I think you literally get fucking PTSD instantly from that.
I think all us would walk in the room and I'd just have to punch you straight in the face. I mean, I do not advise that, and I'm against all physical contact to the female face.
That was a joke. It's actually exactly not even your dick. It's your face.
Yeah, I don't even beat my dick.
No, no twitching before marriage.
Oh yeah, I haven't even seen her. Never mind, naked.
I can't see this. It's like an arranged marriage.
Yeah. I don't know how offensive we're getting at this point, but I'm just gonna change conversation.
We should skip over this part. Right, alright, well, we move.
Oh god, here he goes. What an influencer.
Influenza. Yeah, for some reason, yeah, as I said before we started recording, for some reason last podcast, I kept saying we move. I don't know why or where I got it from.
Because we moved together.
So I was just like, yeah.
Sounds like some of a Donald Trump rally, that like.
We moved. Take a bit of take over the fucking capital. Yeah, we won't go into that. We won't go into that, apart from saying that fucking Americans are just in the bin. I feel sorry for them.
It's not our place to say. We need to focus on our own government.
Yeah, exactly. Our fucking country's bad enough. Yeah, exactly. So, Marley Connor's long-term game plan, I'm just going to move to Norway and that, I think.
All the way to Norway.
Yeah,
Beautiful country.
Shout out to Tristan.
Big lad, he'll be coming on eventually. I'll make him.
Oh yeah, shout out to Kieran, our number one fan as well.
Yeah.
Kieran messaged me if you hear this because you know number one, big up number one fan.
Yeah, this is how we actually be able to test if he's a big fan. You know, if he doesn't ever message it, then you know he's lying.
We should just put it at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh, damn. We've made a mistake.
Yeah. Shout out at Kieran Low _ big man. Nah, I'm joking. I was gonna give him a shout out. I don't actually know what to come out, but you know.
Just search Kieran Low and like you'll find his Tinder.
Exactly, you'll find that. Yeah, he's on Tinder as well. You know, you'll find that sexy looking man.
Oh, very sexy.
Exactly.
I'm kind of jealous.
Look him up on Tinder. You know, happy days.
Big sesh, and obviously I don't know if Tristan is. I think he is, but I'm not going to shout that on.
Yeah, but he's Norwegian, so he's lucky.
Just gorgeous, a gorgeous Norwegian with snowboard abilities.
Snowboard abilities.
Yeah, he's viral on Instagram. You know, that's insane, that isn't it? Like,
was that his TikTok thing he did?
But no, he's started doing TikTok now, but he's got a few viral Instagram videos where he snowboard and does like a backflip.
Oh, I thought you heard about that. How to make a EDM song.
Oh no, yeah, I followed that.
Because they always go massive viral. Them doing like how to make songs. And shit.
Yeah. I think he will if he keeps doing them. I think it's just getting like. I think it just takes time sometimes.
Yeah.
Big shout.
Yeah, big shout out when he's a worldwide DJ and we're on a tour with him.
Oh yeah, we should just call them Holt really. That's his name.
Oh yeah, it's Holt, isn't it? Yeah.
Holt.
Like Captain
yeah, and we'll all do our podcast in Norwegian because that's what we're gonna get.
It could be our intro music.
And then we move.
In our music, yeah, that's a song called "We Move" or "In the Bin." Oh, yes.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do like fucking. I think I tried it before years ago. Do like music producing or something. I did like DJing. I did like DJing for a little bit on like my tablet and that. It was pretty fun doing all that shit.
I mean, it was big. You know what? Funnily enough, it wasn't your phone that was the big ones for doing it. I mean, I know Trendy was a big lad doing it, but
no, I did it in like uni and that. I think.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I did it. That's like some pre-drinks and shit before. It was actually like pretty fun. Just do it on like my tablet and on like little apps and that. And I was gonna get like a proper deck at some point, but they're quite expensive, like a decent one.
Yeah, and my old chef, like I used to work for, he was selling them, and I was debating buying them, like with no skill at all, and just work from there. But I just thought, is it worth? I mean, even he was selling them for like £100.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it would be. I would have loved to do that shit, but then now I'm thinking, no, I'd be fucking old to fucking do that shit now. But I'd love to do like produce shit, like or even like remix shit. But saying that, I want to do fucking everything though. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was gonna say like, we chose the cheap way out to be podcast. Well, to be fair, this wasn't cheap either. So it's
yeah.
We just chose it a different way.
Exactly. I just liked everything. I guess like creative. Cause I'd love to be like say like a photographer or like a cinematographer and like videographer and shit like that as well.
I'd love to be a photographer.
I'd love to do that shit.
I know a couple of photographers around here now, like from my old work and that. Like, I was talking to them, and I just think like, I would have absolutely. That's my like not a dream job, but it's definitely up there, because I don't know. There's something satisfying about just seeing a picture you've took, and then when you see them, there's people on TikTok now where they'll take a picture and then do a bit of Photoshop and do this, and the picture looks absolutely unreal.
Yeah. And
it's like that must be the most. I make like food for a living, and even that one isn't as satisfying as that. Like.
Yeah. So I'd love to do shit like that. See, like especially like cinematography and shit like that. I think that's mint as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Even like back in the day, I wanted to be like a cameraman or something for like documentaries and shit when I was younger. I didn't have a clue like how you getting in anyway. I was just like, I'd love to do that. like
Oh,
they're an Attenborough cameraman or something. That was sick.
just see a poor zebra getting done every week.
Yeah.
It is, you know, that's a thing that I've got a big hatred about schools these day and age, because I think they're actually useless. I think in a way, obviously not completely, but like they don't advertise jobs like that really in secondary school. They don't advertise how to sort life out in secondary school, but you focus on like advanced maths and all this stuff. Like there's so many jobs out there that you don't know how to get into. You have to go out.
100%. It's all you have to like. Let's say like when you're 10 or 11, you have to look for it, don't you? Kind of like, because I guess like in colleges they do all sorts, but in like the school, because it's they go to like the minimum amount of people, because like it's only like the really clever people who end up using like the maths and science that they learn in school, like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they end up doing it in college and uni. But that's only for the really clever people. Like the other like fucking 90% of people, they end up doing like either like hands-on jobs or like other jobs. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
half the
yeah.
time, like that's when you go
mate.
like college, you do like your BX or year levels and stuff like that, and it's so like.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it
they
makes
don't
absolutely no sense.
teach you how to do fuck all, do they? To be honest,
Well,
it
that's
is
like-
shit. The curriculum of all it does need to change, because it's all like it's been like this for 100 years, hasn't it? Like they do need to.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
big,
well,
big
I guess
debate,
luckily they teach a bit of IT, which to be fair, some of that stuff wasn't actually that bad. Like learn that.
yeah,
to do
but
that.
it's called
that stuff.
iMedia, isn't it? And like you don't get to do well. I think this might have just been our school thing, but you weren't allowed to do ICT, and unless you were like got so much of a high grade in iMedia. So you did iMedia to year 9, and then you did ICT.
I did both, I think. Yeah.
Like GCSE, ICT.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's what I mean.
But I think, but to be fair, I can't really remember. Yeah, I can't remember what we did. I think it was just like we'd obviously did like say the standard like Excel spreadsheets and stuff. And
yeah,
I think we did other stuff, but I can't really remember what it was. But like thinking back, like iMedia, it was like, so I think it was what was it, level 2 or something, or 1, might be even level 1. But that was like base like, say like video editing and animation and shit, wasn't it? So it's it is like a really good starting point.
I was just using. It was like using Pivot. It wasn't really like.
So it's like a really good starting point, because you do have to do like kind of cut things up and do like a bit of video editing and like animation and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a really good like base starting point for like if you do want to obviously progress into stuff.
It's just it's backwards, really, isn't it? Because I mean, like, same as the science, though. Like, I'm obsessed with astronomy. Like, I bet I could like be as good as like a physics teacher and astronomy and stuff like that as like anyone. But because I didn't get an all-round thing on science up till year 9, like you have to do biology. I got like a bit. I think it was like C in chemistry, a high B in physics, and then like a C, low C in biology. Because I was terrible at it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh well, you can't do anything about astronomy or anything about physics anymore. You've just got to sit and do basic stuff because you have to get such a high grade. But I'm like, well, one, you didn't tell me I had to do that in the first 3 years, because I probably would have focused a bit more, which is on me. But second of all, why am I now getting restricted from a class that I think I would advance in, and now I'm doing biology again, which I know I won't advance in, I won't ever use again.
Yeah.
So like, I actually, when I was younger, about year 8, year 9, I did want to be like kind of like astronomer, like all about planets and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
I
it just
love
took
doing
away from
like
me.
some physics stuff, like some of like the like space astronomy and all that stuff's like cool as fuck. I love doing all that, like researching and all that. But then like doing like biology and chemistry and all that, to be like, it's fucking bear that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you've got no interest in it, especially as a kid, if you are not interested in it, you're not gonna like do it. Oh, I say a kid, I mean you're a teenager, and that's when you kind of know what's going on in the world. You're not like a kid, force them to do whatever. Like, well, I mean, educational wise, but like you don't like do it a teenager, because they just know what they want. They know what they need essentially.
Yeah.
And like, I honestly, looking back, I know I was an idiot, but I just flunked every lesson. Like, I just didn't care, because I was like, I was good at athletics, I was good at food, so I was like, that's it. I'm not bothered about the rest.
Yeah.
But
I was kind of a bit
it's
like, I'm like, if I got a C, I'd be like happy with that, because I think I said before, like, I think I literally got like a C in pretty much every subject, because I was just like, that's good enough for me. Like, I can kind of, that's a passing grade, that's good enough for me for everything, really. So I was like, fuck it, like. So like then my sister, I think she'd get like A's and A stars and everything, and say she'd be like 1 mark off an A star, and she'd be fuming about it. And I'd be like, I'd be happy with like a C, and she'd be fuming, like, not get an A star. And I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
Well, and that's another thing. Like, say, like my our last, like, she is a pretty much A star, and like, well, it was like an A in maths, right, GCSE, I don't think she was like a big fan of it or whatever. She just enjoyed it. She then did it in college, and then she struggled to get a C or something. I'm not sure. Like I'm not bad mouthing.
Yeah, I've heard quite a lot of things like
So-
one of our one of our mates, ex-girlfriends. She was like really clever in school and stuff, but then like she was like top of the class in school. And then when she went to college, she ended up having to do like an extra year in college and shit.
It just shows you, really. I mean, you're not prepared for it, and it just, I think in a way, it's an unlevel amount of like maths that you do, and I don't think the level of maths that you're doing in school should be done till college, and I don't think college should be done till uni. If you choose to go and do that at university, then fair play, you clearly want to be a maths like whiz, but
Yeah.
at school, like I was doing like stuff about, I don't even know, like different theories and stuff, and I'm like, I was good at maths. I got a B all the way till year 10.
Yeah.
And then year 11 got a D, and I was like, "What's happened here?" Like, I'm good at maths. I just don't get it when you start adding shapes and shit into it, because that's not maths. That's a whole new level of maths, and it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fucking. Is that geometry?
I don't know, but it's too many
forgot,
big words.
Yeah. We're going to what school talk. But yeah, even going like
Yeah.
even like but like talking about like but even college and uni doesn't really teach you fuck all to like the actual job at hand, really. Because like I know like my college and my college and uni barely taught me fuck all. Like they kind of teach you basic stuff, well then 90% of the stuff is you have to learn yourself. So like most stuff I know about game design is from like reading stuff online and like books and stuff. That's like YouTube videos. That's how I know like most of like my like game design, level design stuff. And obviously actually working on the job like they do in uni. They try and like in college try and like replicate what it would be like a little bit. But they're like, oh, you kind of have to go in like this team of 10 people and like you have to make this game from scratch and stuff like that. And now like different like artists, programmers, designers and whatnot. So it's kind of like a base understanding of it. I guess they can't really do any better, but it's a bit like 90% of it is just like, just learning on the job kind of thing, isn't it? Really.
I think it literally goes to show you, like, even academical or not, like, I mean, like a tradesperson, like, I still had to go and do college and do all that crap. But when I was in my second year of college, or even coming towards the end of my first, I already knew more than the tutors.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the point of me being here? I used to just choose to leave the class and leave me in charge.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm only in my second, third, like, I did supervisory, so like, I was in third, I did 3 years in total.
Yeah.
But like, I was like already doing stuff, and I'm like, I've already went, because I had to go and work, so obviously I had to move out when I was 17, so I was like, I already had to go and work and find a chef job, and it's ridiculous, like, really, because there's only so much that can teach you yet, but it gets pushed and pushed and pushed in a high demand, and I think you spend, especially when you're in university, like obviously I didn't do that, you're spending what, $9,000 a year or something on
and $9,000 a year plus another $7,000 for like your maintenance load and shit.
It's ridiculous. I mean, especially now as well. Like, there's a petition going around saying that they want it dropped to $3,000, because apparently if you pay $3,000 a year, you get, you just get to sit at home. It's like a part-time university course.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I mean, especially the past year, obviously no one's been able to go on uni that much because of COVID.
Well, yeah.
So I'd be fucking well, I mean, I never really went on much anyway, and I was paying $9,000 for it. But, like, do you know what I mean?
That's your choice, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's your own personal choice. You know, like barely fucking anyone actually went in like towards like end of first year, and then I set in third year. Like it's like you get like half of people just not turn up to lectures anymore because you barely learn fucking anything anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just you can just fucking see it at home kind of thing.
Well, I think that's the thing that loads of people are kicking off, because they've requested that it gets dropped to $3,000, because why not? And then they've rejected that, and I just think, well, hang on. At the end of the day, you've put it this way in a business sense, like you've advertised something, you're not giving them it. Yeah, give them the money back. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. I would be losing it if I was paying $9,000 just to sit at my house, because apparently it's on a record high fails as well because of it.
Like, is that you can't? It's like I guess the only good thing is kind of like you can ask questions and lectures and whatever, and like when you're in you're in the classroom or whatever, you can actually obviously like if you're in the smaller like semester, whatever they're called and shit, semesters and shit, seminars. That's the word. And you like classrooms and stuff. You obviously like if there's only like 30 people in there, and it's like classes instead of hundreds in lecture, it's easier to like ask questions and like get feedback and stuff. Like it's harder to do that online and stuff, isn't it? So it's
definitely. I mean, it has a whole different effect and blowback on people being sat in your uni hall, especially.
But the only thing I'd be fuming about was that you can't go out.
Yeah, you can't go on the sesh.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
by the end of the year. It's like
paying fucking was it like 15, 16 grand a year? Do fuck it all. I'll be fuming.
It's like Sarah was saying to me, but people say like asking her, "Oh, are you gonna do the vaccine and stuff?" Like, because it might have like all the stuff in it, and what's the effect in 5 years' time? I think she said, "Are you gonna get it?" And I said to her, I was like, "I'm not being funny. I'd stick the chip up my ass if it meant I'd go to a nightclub by the end of the year."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. If I say only people with vaccines get it, I'm like, fuck it. If I die in a couple of years' time for this, I don't care. Like as long as I have a good couple of years actually out my house, I'm happy.
So many people are covered in this paranoia. It's like you're surrounded by a virus that can kill you. So either you take this like chance of like, you know, getting life back to normal, or you don't. Like it's. But then the people are saying, well, because loads of people are saying, oh, they're gonna like do it, so you have to show them your card so you can get in, because you get a card when you've got the vaccine.
Yeah.
And loads of people are kicking off saying, well, it's not fair. You can't force people to have it. And it's like, end of the day, they can. It's their business for one. Yeah. And second of all, if you know what I mean, like, yeah, you can't force them to let you in. So it works both ways. You want to be that person. You have your opinion. I'm not going to call you shit or anything, even though personally I think you are.
Yeah.
But, like, you do what you want. That's your life. But don't fucking force it on someone else. Like I wouldn't let my kids play near you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, fucking. And then someone will go, "Oh, shut the fuck," because you shut up. You're not a scientist, mate. You're just a fucking playing Candy Crush.
Yeah. It is all just like the fucking Karens, isn't it?
Yeah. Wines with some rotten, you know, like.
Yeah, it's
anyway.
It seems like like the anti-vax stuff is coming all over in England now, isn't it?
Oh, I'll put it on.
It's always been a bad thing in America, really. Well, not always, but the past couple of years, and now it's like coming over in England.
No.
And like they're even saying that, is it measles, and that might be making a comeback because of how many anti-vaxxers there is now.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, oh, fuck it,
they're
just thick as fuck. I don't get it, me. It actually blows my mind how thick you are.
But the thing is, right, they'll be that thick, right, and I don't like slating people, like, but this is too far, because now it's affecting me, you know what I mean? That's when it starts annoying me.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's the thing, like, yeah, fair enough, you can be an anti-vaxxer, but when it actually starts affecting other people, and like, obviously, if like, say, measles or else something can start spreading again, then you just fucking kill those other people off.
Well, exactly. Honestly, I wouldn't hesitate, like, getting a gun and shooting them, because I know it sounds harsh, but as far as I'm concerned, you're the next strain of zombie plague. Do you know what I mean? Like, measles killed a lot of people. And you want to inflict that on the world because you believe some stupid shit that hasn't... How long have we had a vaccine for measles? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you really want to revert back into that? You might as well stick your pubes on your face and call yourself a monkey.
Well, do you know what the worst thing is? Because I think the main argument as well is like, oh, it causes autism, even though it doesn't. Is
what evidence? What evidence?
Yeah, it's the thing is, they'd rather the kids die than they could have autism.
No, yeah.
I mean,
which
it's like, well,
is offensive.
It's like what's so bad about it? I like, if my kid was going to die or have autism, I'd be like, oh, obviously you can have autism and rather die.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
I know. I probably am on the spectrum somewhere along the line. I know that's probably true, right? But I don't think that's got anything to do with that job, and I definitely don't think like my mum hasn't got it. My dad hasn't. Well, my dad probably, but like no one else has got it. Like you know what I mean? Like
it's fucking bad. It's all
the smartest people in this world. The smartest people have all had this vaccine, right? And the dumbest people are the ones telling you not to take it. So you look at them stats. I'm not calling autistic people like not smart because they actually are a lot smarter.
No, that's the thing as well. Like most autistic people are a lot smarter than a normal person as well.
Exactly. Maybe it's an evolution. Maybe you're a good thing. Like it's a good thing you get autism.
Exactly. So it's like you're saying, oh, I'd rather my kid be thick as fuck and like possibly die than him be clever and live and have autism. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and the thing that annoys me the most about that is that if you were to turn around and say, like, say the government, right, you do what you want to do because you have to, because that's what our government is. They bend the back to anyone. It's like, right, but we're gonna lock you in this city, right? You have your own city of anti-vaxxers. Then they would kick off and say, well, what are you doing? Like, you can't force us to. Shut the fuck up, man. You want to not take it? You go live in your own little fucking cesspool of shit. Like, stay away from us. Like,
there needs to be like a country called just like anti-vax country, right? Send them out to a fucking island somewhere. They can just fucking live there and they'll fucking die in a couple of years.
Exactly. Fucking send the flat earthers there as well.
Oh yeah. Fucking, it's all the same group though, isn't it? Like, the fucking mad conspiracy theory fucking people.
I love conspiracy theories, man. I'm entertained by them, and I do like it if there's some fact to it, right? Like something about 9/11, or you know, like space and aliens, like whatever.
Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. We said before we need to do like a full, set podcast where it's just like say one podcast we're just talking all about conspiracy theories and set,
Oh
like,
my
a
god.
so like one podcast is just full of like just a certain topic.
That might be a mint segment, that, you know, or like do it like once every other month. Do like it's the what do you call it? Was it conspiracy theory episode or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which conspiracy theory are we talking about today? And it's like,
Yeah, there's a mint one. I think it's just called Those Conspiracy Guys. I think it's just like three Irish guys doing it. I used to listen to it
God.
a couple of years ago.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
But yeah, the voices are fucking mint as well. Like they got proper mint podcast voices because like the Irish and the accents are in class.
Oh, they don't sound like shitty like us. We're like a mix between the Irish, the Scottish, and fucking anything else that wanted to invade.
Yeah, we just got the fucking world's worst accent. So yeah, big up for you listening to the podcast because it sound like shit. So,
Yeah, if you've watched all episodes before, you probably know by now. Like,
yeah, it's probably some Americans probably thinking, oh, they're from England. They're going to sound like.
what are they saying? I can't understand them.
Yeah, legit. We should just advertise just the T-side podcast.
I was laughing before. I know that's what I mean. I was laughing before with Sarah, but how Cheryl Cole got kicked out of America basically because they couldn't understand her. So, did you ever see that when she went to do Americans Got Talent, like judging with Simon Cowell?
No.
And no way. Because she did it over here, and then like he took her over to America, and then he had to like not sack her or whatever, like he had to let her go because the Americans couldn't understand the word she was saying.
That's got so.
And to anyone listening, Cheryl Cole is like an hour or 45 minutes away from where we live, so like not now, and she's from like
yeah, you're Newcastle, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, that's mad.
If you can't understand us, then I think we're not as bad. I don't want to say bad, like not as strong.
Yeah, we aren't at all. Like there's a Geordie lad at my work, and like at first people kind of thought, even people from uni though, because obviously they moved from like down south to like Teesside, and then obviously they all think everyone from up north east sounds like a Geordie. But then obviously but then when you live there, even like every separate town sounds different. So then it takes like a couple months to actually realise, oh, Teesside sounds completely different than like Geordie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
just like Sheffield and thought it's like you're literally right down the road from us, like.
Yeah, it's like a lot flatter and just boring, isn't it? Really.
Isn't it your dad, or was it your dad's mate? You were telling me a story before about the ability to understand anyone from.
Yeah, I think did I say this before on the podcast? I can't remember. We're only 4 podcasts in. I can't remember what I fucking said last week.
I can't even know. I don't even know what I've said this past 30 minutes.
But no, I said because I think he went on holiday somewhere off a work do or whatever. Like I was down south or something, and he knew that he wasn't because he said he knew that he was from Billingham and not like Teesside. He knew the exact town he was from, so he could like differentiate the town that he was from like the area of the accent.
Yeah, I mean, like, and each town's only like. I'd say it's a 5-minute drive to each town. You can go from like you go Borough, Stockton, Norton, Billingham, Hartlepool.
Yeah, and they all have different. Well, Hartlepool's a lot, but like even from like like Billingham and Middlesbrough, it's like a completely different accent, isn't it? Really. Not completely different, but you can kind of tell the difference, or can't you? You
can hear. I can hear. I mean, to be fair though, like I live. Well, I'd say like Joe, for instance. I always thought. Well, I know he was raised his family's Hartlepool.
Like Joe, Mikey have a lot. I feel like their accent's a lot posher than.
Whoa.
than ours, but they live in Billingham as well, don't they? But I think they're more. Because that's the thing though, they're more their families from Hartlepool, but Hartlepool doesn't exactly have a decent accent itself, does it?
Wow.
So wow. It might just be
that. Might literally because they're from the posh part of Billingham. You know, and shout out. I mean, to be fair, you are from Wynyard, so I should remind you that.
I'm not from Wynyard. I live there.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I literally lived there for like a couple of years.
Yeah, well, he's fucking shut up.
They lived there for like 2-3 years as well. I can't remember. For a couple of years.
You're not from the streets.
Streets.
You were playing with Dragon's Den kids. His kids. You were just messing around with them.
Well, yeah, my granddad's in Port, so you know.
Oh well, you got some heritage. Oh, people probably won't know what Port. I mean, people will, but them 22% from the US of it.
Yeah.
They won't know. The Port Clarence is a beautiful place. Well established.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, granddad from there, like, and his granddad, fuck knows where he was from. But yeah, on my, obviously, I think the same as everyone from Teesside. Like my grandma's side's all Irish.
Yeah,
well, I think
definitely.
I'd take the same as everyone from North East. Really, they all came over for the fucking
jobs and that. Yeah.
Jobs and that. So.
There's a like 1930s ICI opened. So if you don't know where we're from, you think of the transporter, first movable bridge, I think it is, or the only movable bridge. The only bridge that moves side to side. Anyway, I don't know. But that one, and also ICI, which is a big up from across the world. Yeah. It's like one of the only nuclear sites in England. Or I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it might be one of the first. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's mad because
it's our culture. We don't even know.
Yeah, but I think it's weird though how like obviously if you said it North East, no one really knows what like Middlesbrough, Stockton is or whatever. But then like, but it's weird because obviously I think the first train or like locomotive was like from Stockton to Darlington or something. And that's why it was like
And, like it's like there's a Thornaby train station or something like that.
No, I don't think it's actually a train, but I mean I think that's where the first train or locomotive like went from was like Stockton to Darlington or something. I think that was like where it was built as well.
No, I don't mean
in like 1800s or whatever.
I think when I got off the train at Thornaby, it says like there's a big plaque or something.
Yeah. So you think it'd be like a lot more famous than it is? Because well, there's that good quote in it. Is it the Infant Hercules quote? Where it's like the steelworks of like the mills would like built the world.
Yeah, well it did. You know what? It really did. The people that made the transport bridge were like making stuff in America, like big. I can't remember. So I'm not gonna act like I'm just like infomercial, but like they definitely were like Middlesbrough Steelworks or whatever it's called.
Yeah, pretty much just big up Teesside. Yeah, everyone's a shithole, but everyone's a shithole.
Whoa.
It's not as much as a shithole as everyone makes it out to be though.
Oh, just because you're on fucking Scousland now.
That's if I literally couldn't have moved anywhere more like Teesside if I tried. I can literally see an ICI from my fucking bedroom.
That's off it. It's a beautiful ICI. It's bigger than ours as well.
Like literally, I couldn't move anywhere more like I used to live.
That's huge. When I used to see that on 2 pints of lager.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and I used to be like, "Wow, that looks insane." And then when I actually saw it driving into Runcorn, like that's insane. That it's like an ugly view, but amazing at the same time. Like
yeah. I guess
was it like six power plants in a row or something?
Fuck knows.
What? It's from your window? What do you mean? Fuck knows.
It's dark. I can't see it right now.
Yeah, not now, but you see it. How long have you? Oh, you know what? I'm done with this conversation.
It's only. It's not like 6. I think it's only 4 or something. but isn't the eyesight in Bellingham where like 2, 3, or 4 or something?
I don't know. They're all dotted all over, aren't there? There's like one right next to Billingham, and there's one in Hartlepool.
Well, so that I used to think always like draw like the steelwork stuff when you go like towards like Seaton. Like all the steelwork shit there looks like pretty fascinating.
Yeah,
it's all just mental. Like how many fucking how they fucking build it all. It's fucking crazy.
Buildings are huge. I mean, to be fair, what's happening now going into Hartlepool, they're bringing in like old oil rigs, and like you don't realise the size of them. Like I was doing my driving test, like I was just doing lessons, and I drive past them, and I obviously have to keep my eyes in the front of the roads, and I'm stood looking at the right, like wow, because it baffles me how something is that big, but obviously it has to be to go on the like sea and
I think it still baffles me how like stuff that big actually float. It's like how the fuck, like my brain's just like how the fuck does that even work? Like can't even begin to figure out how it works.
Well,
properly.
Did they float? I don't know. Like I didn't know if they went on like some beams or anything, but I'm not sure. Like,
well, no, I mean when they actually sail. Like when
because you have to bring it in, don't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the water, so. Like one of my first films was Titanic, so like.
Well, I mean, even like big like ships and that, how the fuck do they float? Especially like aircraft carriers and shit like that.
Yeah, like I was showing a picture to my stepdad about Titanic, like, and I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a picture of Titanic, and then it's like a picture of a cruise ship now behind it.
And the Titanic's fucking tiny, isn't it? Compared to.
Yeah, like it's like minuscule. It's like that was the biggest ship of the time.
Yeah.
And that was only like what, just over 100 years ago. Like what? Which sounds like a lot, but realistically, how fast?
It's like, you ever seen that that meme or whatever? It's like you know, obviously that saying, everyone's always got a bigger boat or something. Or everyone's always got more money and stuff. It's like there's like a video of this like guy in a poshest fucking place, probably like fucking like Dubai or like fucking what's that place where the F1 is? That proper posh place where the F1 is.
Oh, Monte Carlo.
Is it somewhere like that? Yeah.
Oh, it begins with an M, I think.
Yeah, it begins with an M, doesn't it? Yeah. So where is it? Not it's not Spain, is it? It's below Spain, just in Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like an island thing, I think.
But yeah, it's like so it's like a guy on a yacht. It looks like a fucking massive yacht, and then like another yacht, fucking 10 times the size, it comes past, And it's like that's like a millionaire's boat, and then that's a billionaire's boat, and then you see like a fucking cruise ship, which is like fucking million times the size of the world. It's just like fucking hell.
It is insane. It doesn't make any sense really how something can be that big. But
well, that's what she said.
I know when you were saying like, oh, everyone's got a bigger boat, everyone's got a bigger, more money. I was like, that is literally what my ex said to me. And
she was like, oh, sorry, I need someone with a bigger boat. Do you know what? Actually, yeah, it's kind of, we've not actually. I think we've not. I think we've already touched on like one topic of what we wrote down, which is kind of what we want to get into. Yeah, so like, sometimes obviously like to the audience, we do talk about like certain topics and whatnot that we've got written down, but we kind of just want the eventually it'll be the podcast just being like completely free. I can't even speak. This is I don't know why we've got a podcast because I can't speak for shit. Like a free flowing. So we just talk about fucking anything.
Someone I used to work with came up to me, was like, oh, I like your podcast and all that stuff. It's really like professional. And I was like, what, really? Like, oh, sick.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's like I was talking about it with it, and she's like, oh, I said, oh, Josh, like, is that the one that talks really fast? I was like, yeah, that's Josh.
Yeah, you told me about that, and I was like, professional. It sounds like shit to me.
I know, yeah. It's like, oh, that sounds proper professional. I was like, all right. I don't know if you're just being nice, like. Yeah. She might know, but.
Well, that it is.
Is what it is.
Well, yeah, we will eventually be getting, obviously, if it keeps going, better mics and better quality shit and whatnot. So
including better quality banter.
Yeah, I mean, I just work some magic on the audio and it makes it sound good. So
yeah, of course, it sounds beautiful every time. To Kieran, if you're still listening.
Yeah, big up Kieran. Well, yeah, especially since like last time I had to work some magic on the last podcast episode to make that sound decent.
We had a proper dodgy mic with two squeakiest chairs, and they obviously trying to stay 2 meters apart.
I had to work some magic on that. I think it did eventually end up coming out all right. Well, yeah, we move.
As we move. On that, should we actually move on to this? Because this topic we can't actually talk about really like after this podcast. That sounds makes sense.
What topic you got then?
So it's really just going on to I want to get on this because I've realised you've put it down and I don't understand why, but you've put dry January.
Oh
like,
yeah,
New Year's resolution. Like what? Why have you put that?
Well, yeah, because we were on about it last podcast.
Yeah, but no one's been serious.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because I just wanted to say, because we were on about our last podcast, and obviously I think we said we obviously never participated in it because it's daft.
It's a fucking trend, and everyone I know who puts it on Facebook doesn't last a month.
Yeah,
it's only a month.
Yeah. So I was just saying, like, how the topic's pretty much how our New Year's resolutions are going. Well, clearly with the new lockdown, they're probably not going very well because I think both of ours we kind of just want to get out of the house more, wasn't it? I think like you want to work out more, like. And obviously, and my other big one as well was not going on social media.
Yeah, that was the full podcast was how we slagging off social media.
Which, to be fair, I've been actually quick because obviously I got a new phone the past week.
Yeah.
Which obviously kind of defeats your point of going on social media. But I mean, the good thing, when I downloaded my new phone, I didn't install any social media apps on it.
Oh yeah.
Like I downloaded Facebook Messenger, obviously, so I can talk to it and stuff still. And then I didn't have social media on my new phone for like a week or whatever. So that was going quite good, but then if I did want to check something, I'd have to go on my other phone. So then it was a bit of a piss take having like two phones. So I was like, oh fucking hell. So like I was like, oh fuck it, I'll download them on my new phone. And I started going on them more, and I was like, oh fuck's sake. But I've been a lot better than I had previously, not going on it. So I actually am doing instead of being straight on my home screen, like doing like a separate folder, like off my home screen on my phone.
Yeah.
So it just made me go on them a lot less, and I kind of think about them a lot less as well. So I'm getting better, but I'm still like slowly getting there to where I was, especially recently, where I'm just like I just want to fucking delete it. Like
I know.
I
think realistically,
like that week where I have it on my new phone, it was actually mint. But it's just like you kind of feel like you're missing out on like checking up on things or like what you made to tag you in and shit like that.
But,
that's all
I was
it is.
Says like realistically while we're locked in, it's hard sacrificing anything up, especially when like you can't go and see your family, you can't go to the cinemas, you can't go to restaurants.
Yeah, I think especially it seems we're locked
down. What I would want to do, my big lockdown resolution, not my lockdown resolution, my big resolution is I want to explore. Like by as soon as we're out of lockdown, I'm going to Norway. Like that's the thing. And like after that, I'm not going to travel the world because that's a lot of money and a lot of time. And,
Yeah.
but I want to when I'm going to actually put some things into place. I've wanted to do for years, and that's what I'm going to aim to. But how am I supposed to do that in this climate? You know what I mean? So it's like you really have to. Oh, it's just shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I love to. Definitely
But,
see
yeah.
the world a bit more.
I would honestly, at that point, when I go to Norway, I will delete Facebook. I'll keep Messenger. Like I won't delete my Facebook, like some people do. I just don't just delete the app. You don't need to delete your account. No one's gonna miss you. Like just delete the app. That's what I'll do. I'll keep Messenger and I'll just focus on life. And then I won't even have like Snapchat because what I find now is I go to nice places. And I like, see, we were talking earlier, like, I love camera, like...
and then your Snapchat, that kind of thing, don't you? Yeah. Like,
I'd rather take it on the camera.
Yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. Because that's kind of what I used to do. So, like, I never posted anything on, say, like, Facebook or Instagram, whatever. But I'd still, like, I'd post on Instagram every now... not Instagram, Snapchat every now and then.
Yeah,
See what I'm doing. I'm just a bit like... But I think because mainly on there, though, because, like... I know people who've got, like, thousands of people on Snapchat. But I think on Snapchat, I've only got, like, people I know on Snapchat anyway. So I think I don't have many people on Snapchat, so it's just like mainly my mates and maybe a couple of random people that I've met every now and then.
Yeah.
So I guess that's not that bad because you kind of just want to see like show your mates kind of like what you're up to and whatnot, rather than fucking the whole world post on Facebook, whatever. But yeah, because I think that's good to say like when you go like when I've been like camping or festivals or whatever, and obviously you've got like no signal or whatever. It's meant because you're just there like without any phone or like. And like when you go on holiday abroad and whatnot, like, it is a good feeling, just not being. But especially now because it's hard. Obviously, everyone's locked in. It's hard to not go on it because you're bored.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. You sat waiting, aren't you? I mean, admittedly, I was one of them. Like, I'm not someone who's obsessed with my phone, but I end up falling into the trap.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite easy to do so. So like the last 4 or 5, well, I'd say 6 years, because I was working like 70 plus hours. It was like 50 to 70 hours and that. It was like, I was just like going in, I was looking at my phone, going to sleep, and it was like, and it damaged relationships, it damaged me, and I was like, I went to Creamfields, the festival, and it was like the best time of my life. But I think I spent like 40, 50 quid on buying like you buy
charge your phone.
Charge your phone for it, like it's a tenner a day or some shit, or tenner an hour or some shit, and I'm like, I spent like 50 quid on that, and I'm looking back at it, I was like, I was in one of the best places I'll ever be in my life. Like, I know it's only a festival, but it's like, it was just the, what we were talking about before, like the atmosphere,
just like the
feeling, doing good, And it's like, I still felt the need to get my Snapchat out, and I just don't think that should be a thing. So that's why, like, that's what I know for a fact if I carried on. But like, when I went in lockdown, I said this to Sarah, like, I said, I kind of woke up. It felt like I'd woke up and I hadn't been awake, and that sounds like a proper, like, shitty walk experience, like, thing, but I felt like I'd just, like, been in this, like, routine for the last 5 years of just drinking, sleeping, working, drinking, sleeping, working.
Yeah.
That I haven't even enjoyed any part of the last few years. So now that's why I'm going to focus on, go and do something that actually benefits me.
Yeah, actually trying to live your life a bit more. I think.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is though, like, it's all a trap. I'm not going to go into conspiracies about it now, but it is a trap. Like, social media is ruining this generation. It's not fucking vaccines. It's not the fucking flat earth. It's the fact that you're spamming all over Facebook your opinion. That's what's damaging this generation. It's what causing anxiety and depression. It's fucking...
100%. Like, that is the most bad thing for, say, like, anxiety. That's the thing. I think, obviously, it's pretty much just repeating what we said last week. But like, is that like you get people saying, like, third world countries or whatever, who say don't have social media and whatever. And, like, you see them on, like, videos or whatever, and they're happy as fucking living their lives because they're just like, they don't know how good it is to be, like, because obviously you look on social media, you see all these billionaires, millionaires, even just some of the, like, guy from your school or, like, who say, oh, he looks like he's having a mint life on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. So, like, you're always judging yourself, like, oh, like, but you're literally seeing a millisecond out of someone's day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And to be fair, obviously, as statistics go, the higher up in class, the more depressed they are.
Yeah.
It's a proven stat, you know what I mean? So
I think, especially since, like, I got older, like, everyone's when you're younger, like, oh, like, love money and that. But, like, as soon as I've got older, especially the past couple of years, I've actually realised, definitely 100% money does not buy happiness in the slightest.
Oh, no.
100%, it obviously gives you, it maybe says buys, maybe 10, 20% more happiness, maybe. because you don't have that worry about money. But
Mm.
apart from that though, like I think like I'd rather have my life now than I would say being a millionaire or something.
Yeah,
Which you could
fair
either
enough.
say is like I'm either too content with my life. But obviously I still want to strive and achieve stuff. But like I am content with being me and not wanting to be a millionaire. Like I'd rather be me than say like fucking say like Jake Paul or something.
Oh god.
Just because of how much just because of how much cut of the country is and how much money he's got. Like I'd say like I'd rather be me than fucking him. Do you know what I mean? So
Well,
like
I mean, no, it's true.
I'd
It's
rather not be
literally
that
true.
guy. So
It is. I mean, like I said, I was running from a position, like especially when I was living on my own, like where I didn't even know where my next meal was coming from. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
money wise, the bills, like it was stress that I didn't need. And I remember going to work, like, and the chefs used to feed me at where I used to work, and it was like they like found out, and they're like with the nicest people ever. And my head chef, like, yeah, I remember grabbing me, like, and he said, like, I was never raised with money either, so I've never had any fondness to it. But he
yeah,
said to me, when money is the easiest thing you'll ever earn. Like you can earn it like that. You get millions and millions of it get printed every day.
yeah,
Like and also, so he went. But the hardest thing to earn, as cheesy as it sounds, is love
yeah,
and happiness. So like focus on that. And ever since then, like no matter what I do, it's never been about the money. You know what I mean? I've never worked out of like I work as a chef, so anyone knows like as a chef, you don't get paid an awful lot of money.
yeah.
It's all about passion.
I always
behind
say
it,
it as
like,
well. Like, yeah, I mean, even I only worked in the kitchen as like a pot wash or whatever. But like, especially the hours, like, I think being like a chef, whatever, it's probably got to be like one of the hardest jobs there is. Obviously, there's a lot harder jobs and a lot shittier jobs that like get
oh,
paid,
100%.
like I paid a lot less. I mean,
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
like the first world company or whatever, it is one of like the most hardest taxing, stressful jobs there is. I think,
Oh, I mean, see, I'm in a page where
especially for the pay and the amount of grief that you get.
yeah, I mean, like if you look at it, and I don't want to be too depressed now, but like the suicidal rate of chefs is on a mega high, and it
Yeah,
always has been, and no one ever notices it, no one mentions it. And it's like I'm on this group with like 55,000 chefs, like from around the world, and like they're constantly just putting pictures of chefs that they've worked with that have just committed suicide. It's like the saddest thing ever,
yeah,
and it's like, but none of them did that, and they've done it purely because of like when I went to college, my tutor said to me, and this is my first year of college, she went, "You'll either get yourself into drugs, gambling, drinking, or smoking."
yeah,
And the best chefs end up doing all four, and that's literally what she said to me, and that's my first. That's what I learned in college. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Imagine your tutor saying that, and it's like that's why they end up killing themselves because they get addicted, and that's
yeah,
what they end up living on this thing. But every chef, and like I'll say to be fair, the best game designers, the best of any trade. It's not just chefs, but the only chefs that stick it out are the chefs that end up having passion for it. Because you
yeah,
need the
yeah,
passion to drive you through the lack of money, the lack of love, because it ruins relationships. You definitely don't get a relationship out of it.
yeah. I
You
think
know,
yeah,
maybe
yeah. I think it's just like the hours as well. It's because obviously you're just like, especially like you're literally there. You're there. You're at work more than you're at home, and
yeah,
it's fucking
it
crazy.
don't
Like it's absolute. Like oh, you're probably there. Say you're at work, like especially like chefs and people like that. You're at work 75% of the time. You're only at home 25% of the time, and that time you're at home, you're fucking sleeping.
Yeah,
You
I'm
don't get
trying to catch
you
up.
don't get time to do anything else. You literally sleep, and then you're at fucking work for like fucking 12, 14, 15, 16 hours. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking
Unless you come a pro way, you end up like in partying. I mean, there's memes where it's like, oh, you finish work at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. 2 o'clock in the morning, you're like doing drugs off a toilet seat in a nightclub. And then like, that's when you realise that you're opening the kitchen up at 8 o'clock in the morning. You're like,
yeah,
oh no. It's like, it's that. It's just you see, I'm not bagging on the job. Like, I'm not getting a pity party either because I found a way now out of it, and I don't regret it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just is a insane thing. But like I was saying, like that's the world we live in. But yet people are focused on. I don't know. Like it's hard. It's hard to really say, but social media and that's just taking over, and it's fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? When do we get so depressed?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Happy one.
So yeah, pretty much. Yeah. For some reason, we've already covered 2 topics out of all of them, and it's an hour in.
I know. Yeah. I realised that about 45 minutes ago when we've barely done the intro. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, I seem to be able to fucking do an intro. I can't fucking remember.
Who cares? I'm
So yeah,
getting drunk.
but yeah, so we're either getting better at it or worse, because we're either getting better by making it flow better, and not sticking to not sticking to the topics, or we're getting worse and not sticking to the topics. But
And Kieran, why don't you just leave us a comment and tell us?
yeah, big up Kieran. Tell us how it is. So yeah, I guess yeah, we'll move on to some of the topics then.
As we move,
I guess we can just quickly go over some of them then. So I guess the first one I wrote down with what we've been up to the first week of the year, and like what it's like going back to work first week of the year. I guess especially say like office workers like me or whatever, you're off for 2 weeks and go back to work. So it's been it's the first week of work. It can be, especially the Monday, is absolutely brutal because like your sleeping pattern's like fucked from the holidays, and then you're like going in, and it's like oh you're absolutely knackered, and then you've got like then you've got to do like mentally task and work and stuff. It's like oh you've got to like think, get back into work mode. So it takes like a couple of days to actually get back into like the mindset of work and stuff.
Yeah, I mean 2 weeks is a long time out of work, really, in it out of the routine.
Yeah. Especially so like like as the good like on like a weekend and stuff, I'd probably say like I'd think about work every now and then. So like I could do this better or whatever on like what I'm working on. But say like all that 2 weeks holiday, I don't think I really thought about work once, which is like kind of a good thing. You kind of completely like reset your mind of it really, and go back with like a fresh mindset really, which is good.
Yeah.
That's pretty much right. Yeah, it's pretty much just.
I mean, I haven't been back at work for over.
It's gonna be a fucking year by the time.
I know, but like I'm actually because I'm still getting furloughed, but my policy stands that I can get another job. Like, so I'm getting paid from like my little thing, and I'm getting paid furlough and then sort my own thing out. So I'm begging for a job, begging for like just I can't sit down and do nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, obviously while you were on furlough the past like 9-10 months now, you have. I think you said before, you were working other jobs and doing other stuff as well, so you weren't literally just sat in your house.
I mean, yeah, I know that's right. I managed to open 2 businesses and then like balance a couple of other jobs up and that, like working for banks and stuff. So which is completely not in my trade. A chef working for a bank is the weirdest thing I've ever fucking. Like not like for the bank, like telephone calls. I wasn't doing that fucking. I wasn't starting doing your accounting business and that. Like,
stealing all the money. Send us some.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I wish. So on that, we move. I guess.
Yeah. Is that going to be our slogan now?
It is now. You've made it now. We move. So with this, come on, my voice went there.
My voice has went a couple of times in this podcast. Like, I'm just trying to ignore it, but I noticed and I was like, fuck no, voice is back.
It's because when we drink, we're used to screaming out belters. That's why.
That's what it was. Oh, I saw a post on Facebook. I keep saying that, even though I'm trying to not go on Facebook.
No social media over here.
So like the first time I hear Mr. Brightside in a nightclub or pub would be like biblical. That's so true. Like after lockdown, Mr. Brightside comes on in like a nightclub. That'd be fucking unbelievable. I think I'd probably cry.
Unpopular opinion. I fucking hate that song when it comes on in a nightclub.
Quite a lot of people do, but it's still I fucking love it. Me, it's just
you know why I hate it, right? You know why I hate it? I love the fucking song. You know what? It's one of them songs that's so overplayed, but I can still listen to it, and I love it.
I think you love it when I get you with it because it's like. I think it's just such a good fucking tune when it comes on. Like
110%. It's an
everyone
amazing
just
tune.
goes wild for it. But,
when you turn around and see a bunch of these, like, and I say kids, I don't mean to be offensive, like, because it's just a tune. It's a tune of the time. You know what I mean? You got to. I wasn't around when I listened to Madness. You know what I mean? So. Like, I'm not angry at young people listening to it, but it's when they don't know the words and they're just dancing around, screaming their head off, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when a song starts and they start screaming their head off before to even start singing.
Oh, yeah. Like
they don't even know the words to it, and it's like, oh, man. Like, you've ruined it for me. That's it, I'm going home. I booked a taxi. You know what I mean? I don't want that to sound like I was just bagging on younger people. I mean, younger people, I'm still only 24, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. It's just people in general, or I say people, it's women. I've never seen a guy scream his head off to Mr. Brightside.
Well, I mean, you've seen me plenty of times listening to it, right?
Oh no, I've seen you scream singing it. I mean, you know, I've definitely lost where I was going with it. I mean, screaming, like, you know when a song comes on, it's a good example, like Mixtape. Like, Mixtape's the best example. Every song is a banger, right? Even if you don't like the song, it's just a mint atmosphere. Every song is about 8 women. I say women, like young women.
Like the woo girls, aren't they?
Well, it's not even a woo. It's a woo in America.
Yeah, in England it's like a fucking shut your ass up
Yeah!
and scream.
She's
Yeah.
got a fag hanging out of her mouth. She's like, yeah!
Yeah, it's just like
I don't care.
it's like a method scream or something, isn't it?
I don't care who we're offending at this point. Fuck them all.
But yeah, no, I don't mean. But I just can't wait. Like I don't know how long it'll be, but I just can't wait for like nightclub to stop again and just have a boogie.
Yeah, legit.
Oh,
Like I'll let Boris Johnson like slip me the finger.
Like
Just
when we
let
do,
me
we
know,
have to go somewhere like Liverpool. So it's almost like 6 o'clock, and just
Oh mate, I'm coming straight to you. No word of lie, I'm coming
just
down.
fucking absolute massive session.
I'm getting. Even if Sarah disagrees, I'm running. I'm running to you.
Oh, I'll meet you after a minute.
Oh fucking no, we'll end up in some shit or like South Yorkshire. Like,
Even better.
fucking night out in Blackpool.
Oh
I
mate,
don't even know where Blackpool is to you.
it's on the west coast, isn't it? Up a little bit. That's a bit out of the way. I think in the middle of us, it'd probably be like Leeds or something. You know, I've heard Leeds is alright for a sesh.
Oh yeah, we'll be to be. You're only about 2 hours away, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, it's alright. Leeds will probably be in the middle. Yeah.
Leeds is midnight out. Actually, so I've heard.
Yeah.
I said actually, I've never been.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to.
There you go, Leeds.
Yeah, we'll go to Liverpool for some like 6 a.m. light out or something.
Yeah.
And then we'll have like the world's biggest after session.
I'm gonna get so drunk. I'm gonna end up at like 10 Downing Street and just start bread on the door.
Yeah, it's like them stories where you see like the fucking you get that drunk and you just get a flight to like Afghanistan or something.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that.
We'll end up in Norway.
Yeah, we've got nowhere. It's interesting.
I'm actually saving up for this session, because I am going all out when we meet up again, like properly. I am saving up money, like that in a house. I'm trying to save up for a house, but we all know that.
You know,
money's going into the
success is
sesh,
more important
yeah.
than the else.
Yeah, if Sarah says
Priorities,
where's
guys.
2 grand gone? Yeah.
Priorities, guys. Priorities. Just spend it on like $1 out to get like a bottle of fucking like, what's it called, like not Grey Goose. Obviously, Grey Goose is expensive, but like
Grey Goose is expensive.
yeah,
Ciroc
but
is,
like just like the like, or just get like it's an Ace of Spades. Where it's like a grand for like a bottle of champagne or something. Just
I
get,
don't know I'm gonna say this, mate.
just get one of them, like.
Yeah, I'll buy a fucking penthouse. You know what I mean? Even though you live down the road, I'll buy a penthouse in middle of Liverpool.
Absolute big sesh. Right.
Big sesh. Big sesh.
Right. Well, actually, yeah. What we'll move on to now then.
As we move.
We'll do. So yeah, pretty much what we're going to try and do, guys, is we're going to try out like some different segments. So we might possibly say like maybe we're trying to figure out if we should do like a same segment like every time we record the podcast. So like it's kind of like the same thing every week. We just do like a little bit here and there. So we're just going to try some stuff out for it really. But for today, what we're going to do is just some mad would you rather questions, pretty much.
Some mad one.
Just some like some crazy stuff. Well, they're not the craziest, but they could be, you know, they're a start for anywhere.
Yeah. Well.
So I guess everyone's probably already heard them anyway. So there's like madder ones, but I guess the first one is would you rather be able to detect any lie you hear, or get away with any lie you tell?
Right. So, oh god, I didn't even. I think personally, I already get away with any lie I tell because I'm fucking like amazing. So I'll have to say detect any lie you hear. But again, I'm quite good at that. You know, I don't fall for a lot. I'll say that because I've probably never found out the truth. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say detect any lie because I'm not really a lie. Well, I'm not anymore. Anyway, I'm a nice person though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I think it'd fuck you up that though. Because anything, just say if like someone's like, oh, like you look nice today or something, and then like they don't mean it, you'd be able to tell that they don't mean it. Or
Yeah,
like, what if it's something massive? Just say like, this is meant like, just say like your wedding, right, and you're doing your vows, and then you can tell she doesn't mean the vows. Like, fuck then, aren't you?
Yeah, well then I'm leaving.
Exactly.
That's good. Then it saves me a fucking child support.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it'd be good to me because I'd 100% like not like I say lies now, but I mean I'd 100% get away with any lie you tell. So I reckon it'd be good for say just like sitting like cheeky little like white lies or whatever. I reckon it'd be good for that shit. But even then though, could you do it and say like, oh, you owe me £1 million?
Ah shit.
I could be like,
you know what I mean?
do you know what? I could like put on Twitter as DM Elon Musk or like Jeff Bezos. And just be like, oh, by the way, like I own your company now. It's like, oh shit,
you know
shit,
what?
yeah, you do.
That-
So it's like the Truman Show, not the Truman Show.
That shows me.
Yeah, is it? What's it? Where
There's that show, the movie with Ricky Gervais.
the Ricky Gervais one,
Eventual
Line. Yeah, it's fucking meant that.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone thinks he's God in that because no one knows what line is. So I could literally be like, I am God, and then everyone would believe me.
You know, that literally shows you the capacity of our brains. Like, 'cause I didn't even go there. I didn't even think that far. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, I'm good at lying. I don't think I'm that good.
Actually, yeah, that I guess that could bring us into our next one. Is would you rather become famous or powerful?
Would you rather become famous or powerful?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I really think, in a degree, that fame brings you a certain amount of power.
And I think it's same. Like, obviously, fame brings you power, and power brings you fame as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that really counteracts with each other, really. Because I mean, there's that saying in the Bible, which I'm not reciting because I'm not like a proper religion guy, but no offense. But like, I'm just saying, like, he says obviously don't worship any other gods, and anyone who worships a celebrity is classed as a sin, which I think is insane. I do think that's insane. But that goes to show you the level of, like, when you look at it, that certain celebrities do have a massive amount of power over certain people, like aka Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, instance, you know what I mean? Like, he's not, because he's the president doesn't mean he's like, well, I guess he is powerful. But before he was a president, just running for presidency, that's fame.
Yeah.
And he's dictating. Even now, he's no longer the president, really. Yeah, he's killing people. So I think that one. I can't say either for that one because I think they both cancel each other out. So at the same time, I say both.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because especially say with like influencers nowadays, that's why they call influencers for a reason. Because just say if like Kim Kardashian or whatever posts something on Instagram. Say like just say if like Kim Kardashian posts something like mad on her fucking Instagram, saying like, oh, the next fashion trend is right. Everybody has to wear a bin bag for a t-shirt, right? Like next week, and everyone on Instagram will have a bin bag for a t-shirt or whatever. Just
100%.
Something daft like that. So that's how much power like fame can like bring. It's like I guess that's why they call it influencers, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess if you were gonna go basic with it, I'd say fame because I don't want power over people.
That's the thing. I'd think that, yeah. But then but then with power though, obviously I wouldn't be like some power hungry like dickhead. Like everyone is that has power, but so I'm a bit like conflicted because I'd feel like, but I don't think I want to be famous either.
Yeah.
But I think the better of the two, it's probably being famous and not having any power. From like the logical standpoint, it'd probably be.
At least then, when you've got, I mean, if I had power in a way, obviously I'd put it more into. I don't know. I don't want to sound like a woke podcast. People are going to think we're nice guys if we keep talking like this, you know. That's not what this is about. This is not what we're here for.
I want to be powerful. I want to be King Jong-un. I'm going to take over the world.
Jesus Christ, we start a war.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm take over the world. I want to be powerful. Take over the world.
That's it. Borough's getting bombed because he thinks you're from Borough.
No, man, it's going to be fucking. The country's going to be called Borough soon.
God, no. Smog City. Is what
no, it's going to be called the What's on Draft Country. To take over
on Draft Country.
Literally. But my number one thing that'll be the king. I'm not going to be prime minister. Prime minister's getting put in the bin. I'm going to be the king, right? And everybody gets like free beer for life. Alcohol cases go for the roof. But I mean, happiness goes. It's like when you play like Total War Civilization. Happiness just goes up like 100%.
Yeah, well, so I mean, like, so put it this way, right? I'll be politically honest. Jim Jeffries, a comedian, amazing comedian. I love him a bit, but he's so right with what he says. So in Australia, they legalise prostitution, right?
Yeah,
that's legal in Australia, not just Amsterdam, right? And in Amsterdam, the least amount of people that use prostitutes are civilians, same as smoking marijuana.
Yeah,
it's all tourism. But in Australia, when they legalised prostitution, obviously the prostitutes were now like they're all clean and stuff and all done properly because it's in a brothel.
Yeah.
Like everyone is like clean. Everyone's happy. And there's no divorces because you go in there it's like going to a strip club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like you do it before you get married. You don't sneak off into the alleyway.
Yeah.
And like I just think like that kind of like that's how it should be. Just legalised it because to be fair, like you say in Amsterdam, it's actually like a wealthy profession for women.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. They get paid a fucking. They get paid a fucking fortune.
But like getting people to go, oh, you're suggesting women sell their bodies? No, because men do it as well.
Yeah.
Like men do it, and they do get quite successful as well. But I think also it's the woman's choice. Then you can't argue with me.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
woman has their own choice. No one's forcing her. Where prostitution, it's more for people who
Plus,
feel they
I
have
think
no other
if
choice.
it is illegal, you can regulate it more, can't you? Because obviously there's also like say like sex trafficking and child trafficking and whatnot. But if it's made legal, then the government can actually like say like make it more like safer for people that actually want to do it. Because especially say like I'm same with drugs and stuff. I think that's why like, but I say like not all drugs, but say like that's why I say like weed and stuff or like even like coke and whatever or like MD should be legal because then the government can regulate it. Plus, they'll make a fucking fortune in tax.
Well, that's the
And
thing.
then-
So I've had this argument with my mum because mum's proper. It's not proper like against drugs and that. But when I was talking to her about weed and that, like when I've smoked weed in the past, like I haven't in a long time. But my mum found out, and we had this conversation. I said, "But mum, you do realise the only reason weed isn't legal in England is because the government haven't found a way to tax it yet.
Yeah.
Because if they make that legal." Like, that's homebrew. Like, you can get random people making that.
Yeah, well
you could have your own weed business. Like, Mike Tyson's got his own weed farm.
Is that like in America?
You can't
like,
tax him.
What was it? Was it Orlando? Was it not not Orlando? Ohio. Was that like the first state to legalize it or something? Or I don't know. Some state in America, obviously. But it made a fucking fortune from tax. And it's like it's good for the government and it's good for people. And they can regulate it because obviously like everyone's saying all like weeds doesn't have side effects, but obviously like it does a little bit. Like it's not as good as everyone. It's not like non-side effective, not as good as people say it is. But obviously, if you regulate it, same with like other drugs, say like MD and stuff. Say if you regulated like ecstasy and MD, then a lot less because like you hear about all the time at festivals, like loads of fucking kids always die from doing like ecstasy and MD and pills and that done on festivals. Well, obviously, just it's regulated, and there's just some fucking Donny at a stall selling regulated pills. Then no one's gonna fucking die from it, really, are they?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with pills and like anything above weed, it's hard. And
obviously, yeah,
money like
they never would because obviously I think it would be too hard to regulate it.
It's quite a high like death chance really,
yeah,
like, stuff like that. It always will be like not coke so much, but you got to think cocaine has cement in it.
Yeah,
so I mean, the government aren't ever going to offer stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Weed in itself is just a herbal plant, and it. And I remember doing it. I was like, we were like 15, 16, like. It had an effect on me to the point where I just feel happy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like you get these people to go, oh, I did weed before, I don't do it ever again because I end up tripping balls and shit. Like, what were you doing? Like, you weren't taking weed, you were smoking ket or some shit. Like,
but no, I guess I think that's the thing is why it's a bit if you do know of it because it affects everyone differently, doesn't it? Like, but I guess that with weed, it's probably the least because obviously everyone's saying like, oh, alcohol and tobacco is worse than weed, which it is, but it's not. It's still like.
Yeah, if you do like if you like say especially edibles, if you do have a lot of weed, you will trip balls.
Yeah,
that's not a lie. But if you just have one like smoke, you're just gonna feel like I know like several people who do it a lot like differently. I've known people who had like panic attacks.
It's got like obviously it's got loads of positives because obviously it helps with like obviously everyone sells what's the word? I guess is it just like
cannabis oil?
Cannabis oil and that shit like herbicide and all that, can't you? You can buy that shit and they obviously. It helps you.
My mum's bought some from Amazon. That's like it's not got the THC in it that the American ones have because it's illegal. But she's got ones from Amazon and it's actually like helping her ankle and stuff.
It's like, but it helps all shit. Like it helps you. Obviously, apparently, it can like help cancer and it can help fucking. Obviously, it can help your whole body and help your body feel better. Like just in general, really, can't it?
Well, the only evidence actually says that it does good. There is no evidence that it does bad. Yeah. There isn't any. I mean,
I don't think there's any. Obviously, apart from like the tobacco side, but I don't think there's. Obviously, you probably if you do fucking shitloads of it, obviously you probably will get like bad lungs and stuff because you are no matter what it is, you're still out inhaling shit, aren't you?
Well, you're not meant to take it back. That's the difference. It's meant to cause. And
but I think even then, there's some still going to get in it. Do you know what I mean? But
but I took it back for the first 3 years of doing it.
But I think obviously then people are like they will also like you always get like the stoner guys who like obviously they're all like they're depressed and they're kind of like addicted to it aren't they? Like and then they're just a bit like you kind of get say like the typical American stoners or whatever. I guess even in England you kind of get them doing it. So obviously it can have a lot of bad mental side effects. So it's not as good as everyone brings it out to be. But obviously, it is over the long run. It is still better than alcohol and
That's
tobacco.
what I mean. So you talk about regulated. That's what you keep talking about, and that's like exactly what you like. You know what I mean? You can regulate it then.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
Exactly. You could be like, oh, you can only buy this certain amount every week or every month or whatever.
Yeah, and to think, right, you say legalize weed, right? So yeah, to get with that position where you were like drained off your own brain, it's like you've got to smoke it like every day for a month at least, and that's when you'll start feeling things. And I remember doing it. I've got a bit of a bad mental health streak, and it did kind of send me spiraling.
Yeah.
But I just kind of took myself away from it, and it did help. It's not good, but you've got to think also. Alcohol is an is a depressant. It's a depressant, not an antidepressant. It's a depressant, so that's horribly worse. Like cigarettes are good, like they feel mint for stress, but they can cause cancer on a whole new scale.
Yeah.
And like I was saying about Amsterdam, the majority, and I think the percentage is really high. Like because it's been legal for so long, no one does it in Amsterdam. Like, yeah, there's some do, but like they don't live off it. They don't do it every week. It's tourism that buys the weed constantly, and like it's just insane to think. Well, look at the facts. Like that's what I was saying about legalizing prostitutes. Like, you do that, less people are going to use it because it's legal, and it gets women off the street. Or it gets prostitutes off the street in general. It's not just women. It gets the crime. There's no black market for weed.
I think
there's no drug dealers.
I think that's the best thing for it, especially in like say like the Mexico-American border, is that like drug dealers would lose so much money from not being able to sell weed, and then obviously people can. So I think medical marijuana legal in the UK. I think maybe it might be legal, but obviously even then,
I think oils might be.
And then obviously you can still make so obviously people are making money from it, and then obviously if the government's making money on it, so it's kind of like a fucking win-win in it. So it's just like obviously if America's done it and like Amsterdam and all that, then but I think in England everyone's too old-fashioned in England, aren't they? I think maybe I don't know 20, 30 times or something it might. 20, 30 years.
I hope not that long. Fucking hell.
It might get legalised. But I think at the moment.
I mean, you'll be like your dad's age, just fucking sat in your house.
Yeah. But I think at the moment it's too. England's very old fashioned still, isn't it? I think in the whole premise of it.
Well, like I said, it is purely. It's purely because they haven't figured out a way how to tax it. That's like, I can. And you know what the thing is, right? I don't know how true this is, but I remember reading this somewhere. Is that it actually only came illegal because when you get weed, you can make paper out of it. And it's like all the big businessmen like own paper shops and shit.
Yeah.
I think I got told this off someone. And like all the big like people in the world own like, you know, cutting down trees, making paper out of like wood.
Yeah.
So they said like make it illegal. Because obviously it was cheaper and it was environmental friendly. So they made it illegal because they would lose so much money out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. That could be a complete bullshit. I'm not saying it's true, but it sounds about right to me. It sounds like it's something the government would do.
Yeah, there's something bad to do. But I mean, they should just copy the like how I guess American Amsterdam legalized it, isn't it? What's it? Is it the whole of Netherlands that it's legal in, or is it just Amsterdam? I presume it would be the whole country, right?
I imagine so, but Amsterdam its own capital? I don't know. Like,
but saying that, I think there is. I heard on a podcast, and I think I've seen it on like a Louis Freud documentary or something. In England, in some circumstances, like prostitution is legal. In some circumstances, I think.
What fucking circumstances?
I think there is a certain like red light district in the UK which is legal.
Right. Okay.
But I think it's like the only one in the country or something. But it is like technically legal to do all that shit there. It's all regulated and stuff. So I think it was on like maybe like a Louis Freud documentary or something. Or it was on like something I saw. Or like I did definitely hear it. I don't know how true it is, but I did definitely hear that. Like there is a part of England there where it is like all legal and regulated and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. But it's just like a big trial run, with, like legalizing it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know. I mean, the fact that like I think Australia is still part of the Commonwealth, isn't it? And like it's like doing, and New Zealanders as well, and they're all doing better than us at everything.
Yeah.
It's like you're meant to be taken from us, like. Example. I'm not like knocking anyone down because Britain's shit, like it is, but I'm just saying like we should be the ones setting the example. We're the older country. We're the ones with the experience, the world, you know, whatever bullshit. Yet we're like getting showed up by everyone.
Yeah.
Apart from America. America is managing to make us look fucking amazing.
Legit, yeah.
Like there's no bad on Americans because there's a lot of Americans, and it's the fact the country's so big that there could be so many Americans that are saying what's going on is wrong, but because there's just that much more of yous that are saying it's fucking right.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes you backwards. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, who in the would you rather though? What we're talking about weed now? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how we got like that.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's good. Keep them close.
So I guess this one's more of like a less deep one. It's, would you rather have no taste buds or be colorblind?
What?
I think
Colourblind.
I think it's pretty obvious. You'd rather be colorblind than have no taste buds, right? I don't know. I don't know where I got this question from, but that's a pretty fucking obvious one, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, like as a chef, it'd be weird if I said the other, but
yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that are colorblind, and it doesn't fucking really matter at all. Does it mean colorblind as in say that you get some colors mixed up, or does it mean like you can only see black and white?
But this is the thing. That's what I mean. Like colorblind, it's on like a spectrum. Like we obviously know people that are colorblind, and it doesn't affect them. Like it's not like green is yellow, and it's still upsetting. Don't get me wrong, but when you're colorblind, or just in general, like if it is severe, then I think that's a game changer. That's why I'm hesitant about it, because it's like I do love the likes of colours. I like photographs. I like that, and I think if that was to go black and white. Because there's them glasses for people, isn't it? Which is amazing. Yeah. Like $2,000 a pair or some shit. Like, but, and I think like that's like a game changer, really.
Yeah.
In the scene.
I think because
I don't know if
I think because people can have black and white color blindness. I think like humans.
Yeah.
There's cases of it, but I think food's just so good though, isn't it? Like I think I'd rather see the world in black and white than not be able to taste anything again.
But I might be skinny if I don't taste. You know what I mean? You can eat a fucking salad and be like, it's mint.
I feel like it would be a chore then though to eat.
Yeah, that is true also.
Like I feel like you're just eating it, it'd be like a fucking chore. Like, oh.
I mean, I got into food for a reason.
Right, imagine
I love flavour.
Never been able to taste a Parmo again.
Oh my days.
Exactly. I think
right, colourblind.
I think I'd top this up.
And anyone who would take offence to choosing the colourblind, you haven't tried a Parmo.
Exactly.
Sorry.
A good one.
I'll stand by it. Sue me.
Exactly.
It is progressing.
I guess we move. So, would you rather never hear music again or lose the ability to read? This one's pretty obvious for me, but I want to know what you think.
See, I read the first bit there, as you were saying. Well, I heard the first bit as you were saying it, and it sounded obvious. And then you said the second bit, and it's wounded me. I love reading. I'm a big fan. I'm into writing. I currently write. Because why not try and be an author during lockdown? I do live off music.
Yeah, I think
that's a tough one.
For me, it's obvious. I'd rather lose the ability to read. That's pretty obvious one for me.
Well, don't you have to gain it first?
Oh, well, I can't. No, I can read. I just can't speak.
Would you? But, it felt weird saying that joke to you because you're probably one of the smartest of our group. It's like I'm used to making that to someone else.
But yeah, I guess does that mean? Does that depends how deep you go with this question? Because does that mean like I couldn't read like say like work emails?
Yeah, but you can't read it all.
But then again, I could just get them on a call and be able to like understand it. I could literally just
but imagine trying to go for a job and you couldn't give a CV in because you couldn't read what you wrote, and then you've had to go into work and be like, "Can I have this job as a game designer?" But I can't read. Like,
I guess
you
could still do a job. I think you could still do your job. You just wouldn't be able to fucking read some.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a lot of visual stuff, isn't it? Really.
I guess if you're like a level designer like me, it'd be alright. But if you're a normal designer and you have to do like say stats and stuff, it'd be a bit fucked. But
it's a
because
you've got me though. Like,
because to be fair, like because I think obviously you not being able to read, you do a lot more shit. Obviously, you can learn and do more stuff by being able to read. But never hearing music again, though, that's just different. That you couldn't like
read the question. Like, so would you rather never hear music again, or lose the ability to read? So could you gain the ability back?
Let's say no. You can't. Cause I guess,
so it's never be able to read again.
Yeah. So I guess it's the same as never hear music again as well. So they're kind of on the same level there. Because obviously, yeah, because if it was the other way around, you probably
Yeah,
choose
you
the ability to
pick it
read and just learn it again, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
uh,
See, music has got me out of some fucking shit time.
Yeah,
Like,
I
really
think
fucking
music's
beautiful.
it just sort of hits different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think,
There's a game changer in music.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really come back from it.
I think it's different.
I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I'd rather lose the ability to read.
Yeah.
It was a shocker.
So I think I'm the
100%.
same. Yeah. 100%.
Well, I say 100%. It was a tough question, but
Yeah.
like,
I think 100%.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I think these ones are kind of a lot more serious, aren't they? To be fair, than I
honestly, when I hear "Would You Rather's," I think they're a bit of a mock. But
These
actually,
ones are like-
they can get me.
these ones are kind of like put like dilemmas, aren't they? Where they're like, I think next time we might go for like more funny ones, like the typical, like do you know, like the typical one? Would you rather see watch your parents shagging every day, or join in once?
Whoa!
I
Oh!
think
What?
I think the kind of thing we should maybe.
Where did that one come
You've
from?
never heard that one before?
No.
No, that's like a massive.
What do you mean you have?
Yeah, that's like a massive. That's like a massive one. That's all. That was all of like school and all that, I think, wasn't it? Like,
Better not. My mum better not be in all
so
school.
it's like, would you rather watch your parents have sex every single day for like the rest of your life, or join in once and never have to see them again, never have to join in again, never have to watch them again? Sorry.
Never what? Never have to join in again. Join in once, and the off chance that you might not have to do it again.
Yeah.
What if I want to do it again?
Well,
What if you've got me into it then?
You can. But
No, but
exactly. So that's the kind of stuff I thought, like, you know, that's
a tough one, though.
That's like mad, like.
So watch them every day, every time,
every single day for the rest of your life.
Also, they're going out every day. Fucking hell, my mum's getting some.
No, so pretty much just say like you get teleported to them having so like they have sex every single day and you get teleported to their bedroom every single day. And like you have to watch them go on it.
I'm at home mid wank, right, and I get teleported to my mum's.
No.
But you know what makes that even worse? Like the first thing I'd say, I wouldn't even be disgusted. I'd just be like, "What the fuck? Like, why are you two shagging? Like, you say each other." It's a bit of a weird question to ask. Let's say a step parent for me, and you actually.
That just turns into some kinky.
Yeah, well, not all three. Oh, that got weird. That got weird so
But
much.
I think that's just a question you just can't answer. I think that's just something you just can't answer.
You know what? My mum's a good-looking woman. That doesn't make any answer.
Yeah, so does that say you join in, or does that mean you watch?
I'll just watch it. Save my Pornhub subscription. No, that's.
Oh, no.
That is actually
Oh,
like
man,
that is probably the hardest one, and I say hardest without meaning any pun.
Because there's so many situations, right? What if you were taking a massive shit, right? And you got to teleport and he's having a shit. Or what if you were like mid-sex with your lass or something, and you just get teleported?
No.
You're sitting there bullet naked, and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Do they know this is happening? Is this a deal they're
Well,
involved
I
with?
think after the first couple of times, they click on.
Imagine that, you just fucking pull up your bollock naked mid-wank.
Yeah,
Like,
I reckon the first time would be pretty weird. They'd be like, what the fuck?
and you're sat there like, well, I made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, devil,
Just to get Burrow.
I think that's one that is just that's unanswerable. That is.
I feel like some of that I'm going to spend the rest of this time on this series of podcasts. I'm going to try and figure out the answer.
That's all I'm thinking about. Oh fuck! Right, I guess this next one's kind of a bit more related to pretty much all the other questions together. It's: would you rather be the richest person in the world or the smartest? And there's a logical way to go about this. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, in theory, I am the smartest person now.
Oh.
Yeah, like I would think personally, if you could be the world's smartest person, you'd figure out a way to be the world's richest person.
Yeah,
in
I think that's a logical way to think about it, isn't it?
A lot of these are like that, really, though, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, if you were the smartest person in the world, I mean, to be fair, you could have the theory that because you're the smartest person in the world, you know that money means shit all.
But to be
So
fair,
you
though,
don't want to be. But...
well, I guess you say, well, yeah, because I think obviously if you're the world's smartest person in the world, you can easily become rich as fuck. But
yeah.
Well, then again, it's like say like mad scientists, say like Albert Einstein and shit. They're not necessarily like rich as fuck, are they? Like I say, you get like mad, like crazy, say like Stephen Hawking and shit. He wasn't necessarily obviously I must have had a bit of money, but he's not necessarily like rich as fuck. Not as like a billionaire.
Yeah.
But then
I
again,
mean,
being rich as fuck, say like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, you must be clever to be that rich at the same time.
that's what I was legit when I was going to say. Like, you've got, like, say, and I think, personally, the smartest man who's a businessman is Bill Gates. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
It might not be. Like, I think, but then look at him. He's so smart, you know. He has, like, he has this amazing house. I watched a documentary on that the other day, actually. It's insane. But he still gives, like, was it like 70% of his, like, overall wage? So not like, it's not a lot to him, but he gives it all to charity and all this shit.
Yeah,
like.
he seems like one of the best billionaires there is. Because normally you get billionaires are all cunts, aren't they? But then him, he seems like the best one where kind of, plus and then you see him like he just goes about like, he kind of just dresses normal, he kind of acts normal. He kind of just seems like a nice guy you just want to have a chat with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he obviously he's been like giving his money away, supporting all this shit, and he's got like, lots of charities and all that. So I think
that's right. I mean, for a long time, I'd say about probably 11 years or something, if not more, he's been known to be the richest man in the world, but not because he gives money
because
charity.
of the amount of money he's
So
given away. Yeah.
So it's like, it's how you look at it, really. And I'd say he has to. Well, he is incredibly smart because obviously he's not only created. And like he was doing technology along with Steve Jobs, you know, back in the 80s and 90s, like Mac and Windows.
Yeah.
Like obviously
RBM,
Steve Jobs, Mac
and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean. But he also managed to think out, and I don't know if it was just him. I don't think it was. Obviously, I don't know how I know how a business works, even sorry, but like he managed to make Microsoft the biggest thing on this earth. Like I don't care what anyone says. That if you're into any technology, Microsoft owns it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly,
that's
pretty much because
that's that.
Is it like something mad like maybe possibly even 99% of PCs are Windows, which is Microsoft.
Yeah, you struggle to find like. I mean, when we were fixing
like, you don't get many Linux and like Apple. Well, obviously, Apple's quite big now, but for like the computers, you don't get many like say Linux or Apple computers.
But nobody gets an Apple one to be a gaming computer. Like it's an old thing. It doesn't say. And like say you helped me build my computer, and we were looking. I did loads of scouting. You did a bit of scouting for me, which I obviously really appreciate. But like I never once saw another operating software apart from Windows.
Yeah.
Like no company that builds PCs or anything like that offered anything apart from Windows.
Yeah.
So it's like that's it. And do you know how much money he made? I mean, and I was saying to Sarah actually literally this morning that was probably one of the most expensive parts of this computer. Is the software?
Well, yeah. Like, if you buy it up front, it's fucking ridiculous. Obviously, because I think you did it separately, didn't you? Is what I told you to do. Is get it because obviously, if you buy it up front in a package from say like, that's why like say like, if you go and buy there's a pro tip: never buy like say a laptop or computer from Currys or PC World, because like it costs some websites they charge like £100 just to add Windows onto your computer.
Oh my god!
So like, but if you go online, like what me and you did, you can get a legal key for like £20, and it's still legal. So like, so you add an extra £100 to that price just because it's got Windows installed on it.
Yeah, because I mean, what a lot of people did, and I actually only found this out the other day as well, that Windows, and I mean, you probably remember this, when Windows 8 came out, no, Windows 10, sorry, they offered it to everyone who had Windows for free.
Yeah.
So I got that offer. So what a lot of people actually did, and I only found this out before, they actually they got a mass download of it.
Yeah.
And what they did is they started selling that off for like half the price when it came was it like £80 or something? Like if you buy it from the website or some shit, and it's like so like loads of people to this day will still sell you a Windows 10 key for like next to nothing. And I think they do a lot of deals constantly as well. So
yeah,
it's probably like and if you've got Windows, you'll probably get an upgrade for free anyway. Still, so it's fucking what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, just a pro tip there.
Pro tip from the game designer.
What drink? Oh no.
I'm still on the pink gin lemonade. I'm feeling smashed now.
I didn't even know you moved on to the pink gin lemonade, to be honest.
Oh yeah. That can went down in the first 15 minutes. We start getting.
I'm on my I don't even know, third, fourth, fifth fucking glass of fucking lemonade now.
Are you? Oh, you're on vodka lemonade. You've moved off the energy. Thank God.
Yeah, I only had one energy. If I had 5 fucking vodka energies, I'd be fucking fucking dying.
6-hour podcast. Let's go. Yes, all right.
But yeah, saying that this is our longest podcast so far.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
this,
a very injected star.
This is just good. But it's
I
like,
have no
just
problem with
fucking 24-hour podcast. There we go. That it is.
It is what it is. We're in no rush.
Right. Well, yeah. Speaking about that smartest person thing, would you rather? If you heard the one, which is like, would you rather be really smart and everyone else dumb, but no one knows it? If not, I mean, so say like everybody else in the world's dumb as fuck, and you're the only person in the world that's smart. Would you rather be dumb or smart? Because I reckon it would be so infuriating you being that smart and everyone else is that dumb. So I reckon I'd just put nah. I'd rather be dumb than be that smart.
I feel like I'm the dumb person already on a day to day.
I feel like because like, even in some like even just nowadays, like looking at how like dumb some people are like online, it's just like I would I imagine being the smartest person in the world, and everybody else is just so fucking dumb.
Yeah, like to be honest, I see your face when you talk to me about stuff, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, all right, and like.
Yeah. But I think they're
I know
not,
you don't get too frustrated at me, but yeah, when you see how dumb people are, like,
but I mean,
like,
just say like, I guess most people listen to this podcast. It's like saying, it's like saying trying to show your parents or your grandparents how to like work a computer. They have no fucking clue, and it's so infuriating watching them do that. But imagine that every second of your day when you're like talking to somebody or doing something. You're just like, oh no, it's like fuck that. Like no, I'd rather be dumb as fuck.
Yeah, because you can't make a joke with dumb people, and what us British people are known for
if some people,
incredible amount of sarcasm.
So dumb. Yeah, especially sarcasm, because sarcasm's such a big thing. So if we went to America or whatever, or like is it any other country, no one would get like our jokes, or like British humour is such like a.
It's like quick wit,
such a like I said,
it's known for being quick wit and like dark and like sarcastic.
Yeah,
that's not called in any country that doesn't get our humour dumb. By the way, like that is just the way we're known for. So
it's like self-inflicting as well.
Yeah, like we like to
we like to bully ourselves.
Yeah, I've had actual conversations with people who aren't from really, like just in the pub and that, and like I've jokingly said as a chef, like, oh, like don't worry, like I'm shit at cooking or something. And they've actually turned around and I laughed, and they were like, oh, don't knock yourself down like that, like in a Canadian accent. Yeah. I'm like, what? No, it was a joke.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm a good cook. Like,
yeah,
just laugh. Like,
yeah, it's like saying, oh, cause like we're joking saying, oh, like so I was off and I'm gonna kill myself or I'm gonna top myself, or whatever. Like, is that like a joke? Like you go to America, and you're like, oh no, don't do that. No matter how it's a joke.
Actually, I was watching this. Mickey Flanagan, right? I don't know if you watch him. I absolutely love him.
Oh yeah, he's classic. Yeah,
representing stand-ups, right? He said he went to America when he was young, like in the 90s, 80s, 90s, whatever. And he was sat in the pub, and this is when he realised he had to move back to England because a guy came in with a wig on, and he knocked all of his American buddies up. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, like look at him, have a look at him, like look at the state of him, wearing a wig at his age or something like that."
Yeah.
And all of them were like, "Hey, he's trying," like sticking up for this guy. Yeah. He didn't get the humour at all, and I was like, oh my god, like Mickey had to actually move back home to England because his humour just wasn't passing.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is proof. Like Russell Howard says it as well. He went to America and someone dropped the drink or glass behind the bar, and obviously in England everyone goes, "Way!" It's a known thing in the pub. But he did it in America, and everyone just gave him the dirtiest looks ever, and I'm like, this is what scares me about going to America.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. But I guess it's like going abroad, because everyone hates English because of how drunk and rowdy they are when they go abroad. So like, yeah, imagine say if like America was cheap enough. So obviously Joe ever goes like Magaluf and Ibiza and whatnot. So like the drunk rowdy people, obviously they hate them, but they love them at the same time because that's how they get the most of money from tourism, from the drunk English people. But say if like America was cheap enough to go on like a lad's holiday for like a week, like the same price as it was Spain. Imagine how much fucking Americans would hate us.
We'd get shot. Yeah. I guarantee we'd get shot in the first week.
Yeah. Like, just say like if England went on like spring break to like Cancun and like shit like that. Like imagine that. Like,
fucking Maldives, like fucking.
Yeah, like fucking hell.
No, but I mean, I admittedly hate the fact that America's so expensive, and it's only to get over the Pacific. But I think everyone, like, all the Americans will go, oh, like, we kicked you out of our country ages ago, we're better than you. Oh, shut, like, you think us British are sat here fucking, that fucking, was it 1782, you fucking kicked our asses or some shit. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, we don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
we just want to go over there and show you how to drink, because you just can't seem to drink without playing fucking beer pong.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like,
no,
well, no,
it's
it's
all
like,
good
did
laugh,
you see that
isn't it?
massive thing? Was it on like a Facebook or like TikTok viral thing from like this past like year or two, where it's like the Smirnoff Ice challenge, where it's
Oh,
like
no,
it's
I
like
don't know.
it's like all the teenagers or whatever, like, oh, they hand them a Smirnoff Ice and they have to down it. It's like, and then like there's also English memes like is that it? Like, but apparently it was like a mad viral thing in America where like you hand someone a Smirnoff Ice and they have to down it. It's like over here, it's like Smirnoff Ice is literally just water.
It's literally a glass of
It is
lemonade.
a glass
I might
of
as well have
fucking
seven.
water,
I'm like,
like, no.
shut the fuck. No, I do love it. I've been watching a few TikToks where it's like, obviously a lot of British get slayed over stuff like TikTok and stuff, because it's like America has so many people, like, was it per capita, like,
Yeah.
on everything, like, so like they'll just dominate the British and they're just like slating them off. So there was that TikTok guy that went viral where he was like, how British people go in the shower. And he's like stood in the fucking shower with a cup of tea and that. And he's like, oh, how British people brush their teeth, and he's just got a tea bag and he's rubbing it against his teeth. And it's
That's
like,
cost that.
but at the end of every video, it's like, shut the fuck up, you Yankee fucks. I was like, and the thing is, like, I don't like Americans fascinate me because they're like you know, like how happy they are, how they get taught on pride and happiness and be like,
Yeah.
they get taught on dreams basically,
Yeah.
where we get taught from day one. We get knocked down. Do you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
get told
Yeah.
life's this way, and it's like,
I guess that's like how we're human, how we've been brought up and shit in it. It's like
yeah. So like we strive for our goals by realizing that life's shit, and we're just gonna have to find a way to figure it out.
yeah.
That's why you'll see so many successful Americans, because they do not stop until, like, you know, until they're dead, because they're just like constantly, you know, it's a shit day, but I'll be happy. You know what I mean? Da-da-da.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, at the same time, you do get different states, a state's like a country, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
pretty much. Yeah.
And it's like
Lots of
every
different
state's different. But that's why I'm fascinated about Americans, because they're so proud, they're so happy, they're so patriotic. The only patriotic people I know in England tend to be racist.
Yeah, I
Do you know what I
think,
mean?
yeah, like pretty much like I kind of like a lot of like I guess recently, if you're American, you patriotic, it kind of comes across a bit racist because of Trump and stuff. But obviously, everyone's like, you've got to be proud for where you're from, your country. But like obviously in England, obviously like you've got to be proud of your country and where you're from. But if you're really patriotic in England, you're just like a racist skinhead, really, aren't you? Like
Well, it's what I mean. Depends how far you take. Because like, say like I know a few people around here. Like obviously tend to be a lot older than us. Well, like double our age or something like that. And like everyone's there to me. Like at the same time, like for being, I'm proud. Like you saying, like our families are all Irish and shit. And I have a lot of shit like what you call it, like backlash of it, and it's like just purely because like them people I know who are kicking off at me are also families are Irish,
yeah,
and it's like, well, I'm not doing anything different. Like all I'm saying is, well, oh yeah, like my name's Irish, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying I'm proud to be British, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't disregard like people who say like this immigrant thing. It's like what. Like, this day and age, everyone's an immigrant.
yeah, yeah.
Shut up. Like, there isn't one person
It's
saying
in
no.
fact Americans, pretty much like obviously apart from Native Americans, but all like white Americans, they're all from England. Well, most of them are from England, aren't they? It's like
Well, the thing you've got, like...
It's-
see, I also thought it was mostly
Well,
English,
it's-
but it actually is worse than that, you know?
well, it's like
It's-
obviously like France is Canada in it, like the French are in Canada, Spanish in like Mexico and stuff. Then like America is
yeah,
more
but,
like English in it.
this
you
is
know
the
what I mean?
thing. The Spanish were the first to find America. Well, the Vikings were, technically. So that's what, Scandinavia and, like, Norway and all that
Yeah.
shit. They found America before we found America.
Yeah, yeah.
The Spanish also found
Well,
America
yeah,
before
I
we
guess
found
I
America.
guess English were the
Yeah.
first to colonize it, right? I guess that's the correct term.
Well, yeah, but the point is, like, you've got the Spanish have a big culture in America in general. The English obviously do. Whether they turn around and say, we beat you, yeah, mate, your great granddad's fucking English, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And he's another fucking fact, like, we're talking about the Irish. More Irish people died in the American Civil War than Americans.
Oh, I think I might have heard that before.
Well,
actually, yeah.
I say that. Don't take offence to anyone who's American who's going to kick off at me. I don't know how true that is. I have heard that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, an awful lot of them Irish people died for that war. just so that because they got promised that if they fought in this war, they could have a life,
Yeah.
their future, and they died. So and the ones that didn't die created your culture. Look at Boston,
Yeah.
big
yeah.
St. Paddy's Day. So none of yous are fucking American. Like yous are American, be proud of that. But remember, you're not anything else. You're probably more Spanish than the Mexicans are.
Yeah.
Before you start kicking off, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
there
think
you
that's
go.
that's why I don't get like. That's why I don't get like racist. Well, I said racist. That's why I don't get racist in general. It's because
yeah, it's not just America.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans are cultured.
like if you go back even a couple of generations, your family's not from where you were born.
yeah,
Like us,
100%.
like we're like our ancestors are probably not from England. We're probably either from like we're probably maybe like especially up north. Our ancestors might be from like fucking Norway or something. Do you know what I mean?
Oh shit! When you look at the Vikings, it's
Exactly.
insane.
Also, like, and then it's all like, it's especially Americans. Americans have only been there since what? Well, English people have only been
200 years old.
since like
yeah,
200, like since the 1700s.
Yeah,
So it's like,
not no
so they're being put a racist about it all. Yet it's they weren't even fucking there in the first place.
It
Do you know what I
baffles
mean?
me because like, which is what I say to people who probably kick off of me when I say I'm proud to be like part. I'm not part Irish really. Like I am, but whatever. I don't claim to be Irish. It's just my ancestors were, but no one asks me in depth because what I say, well, hang on, if you want to ask me truthfully, my ancestors were technically from Italy because the Celtic and the Celtic. We're talking like the fucking 3rd century.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's how far I looked into it. But people are that racist, like they're just straight away attacking. I'm like, well, no, I like looking into things that far in depth. That the Celts were from Italy or like that kind of area, you know, and like when I'm like now I'm learning Norwegian, like now. Right, their language is our language. We took our language from the Vikings.
Yeah.
From the invaders. And it's like, even our own language that you were shouting, you were spilling, that's not even your language, so why would you be racist?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
exactly. I suppose, like, well, obviously, it's like common knowledge because every single human in the world originated from Africa, didn't they? Well, I think so. Yeah. And so there's.
I think I read that everyone with blue eyes can be traced back to one ancestor in the Red Sea or something like that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think but obviously every single human in the world originated from like African person. So it's like I just don't get racist people because it's like at one point in your life, no matter how far it goes back, obviously just like some white people, I mean 2,000 years since their ancestors were black, but still in your bloodline you've got 1% like African DNA in you. I think every single human in the world does. So I just don't get it, me. I just don't. It baffles me.
Well, overall,
I think.
Overall, the fact of standing there and saying like, "Oh yeah, we're all the same people." Why? Overall, why would you treat someone who's clearly another human differently?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be funny. Let's get some facts. Like, the African American athletes tend to be a lot better than.
I think
the white.
honestly, if you've seen that film, the film Get Out.
I don't think so. No.
But I think honestly, because it is, like, obviously I don't want to sound like controversial, like I don't want to come across like racist or whatever. But even though it's like a good thing, it is obviously African Americans or black people. They are a lot stronger and they're probably like, a lot better looking than white people are.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
I
mean?
do.
So
You know
I
what?
think-
I do actually hands up.
So I think that's why fucking they have better DNA. And they are 100% a lot physically better, stronger, and smarter than the white people are. So I think that's why it's like the film. I think it's called Get Out. Like obviously spoilers if no one's seen it, but it's that it's like that. It was like really famous a couple of years ago. So it's like this black guy seeing this white girl in America, and he goes to this house, and it's just full of white people. He's like the only black guy there, but then there's like a black cleaner and a black gardener.
Oh, is this like a fucking thriller or something?
Yeah.
I think I've seen it advertised.
Yeah.
I didn't know the outcome.
Yeah.
I still don't.
Well, like, spoiler if you haven't seen it. But yeah, pretty much what it is all the white people, they want to be black.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a film where it's like you think, oh, these all because they all like look because like they're all like looking at this black guy funny, and like this girlfriend invites him in, but like in like the end, like this girlfriend like captures her boyfriend because they all want to be black because black people are better than white people.
You know what? The fucking
So that's why.
hands down to you, like all of you. Like I know it sounds even racist saying that, but you know what? Like, don't let anyone fucking knock you down because it's all the way back to ancestors. Like, the horrible situation with the slaves. Like, the most resilient people.
Yeah,
I
think it's a mad thing is it blows my mind how even nowadays there's still loads of shitloads of racism nowadays. But
yeah, like you've seen that America want to bring like parts of America want to bring back the Confederate flag. Yeah. Like what the fuck? I mean, like, he didn't even win the war.
I think, especially the past couple of years, because I guess the BLM movement and stuff. I think it's got even worse because of that. I think
that probably did that brought back. The only thing I stood against BLM, and this is not against the movement at all, like, is certain things that happened was just because you give the racists more fire, more fuel.
I think you're 100% like. Yeah, I think like obviously racism's always bad. It's always shit. But I think definitely the past year it's got a lot worse. I think.
Yeah.
But like I think it's mad how even like 50 years, 50 years, 70s wasn't it in America? Like black people and white people had to go on different sides of the bus. They had to use different bathrooms. They had to use different shops.
That's not even that long ago, really.
That's only like what 50 years ago, and that's fucking crazy. But how it baffles my head how we can be racist just because someone's got different skin color.
Yeah,
but obviously
that's not how I was raised.
Obviously, literally, I think every single person back then was racist because that's how we were brought up. Like, so obviously, I don't blame them. I don't think obviously black people would blame white people because they don't know any different. I guess it's the same as like Americans, like thick anti-vax, like Nazi Americans now, is because they don't know any different because they're being brought up like that.
Yeah.
So I think I blame them in a sense because they can't see through like that brainwashed filter. If you know what I mean.
That's why I always stick up when people slate like Winston Churchill because he was like racist in a war. I was like, at the end of the day, it was like what, the 1920s. He 40s. Was like getting told, no, 1920s. No, when he was at war, he wasn't. He was the prime minister in 1940s.
Oh, do you mean when? Right, yeah.
He was in war like the 1890s or something. Like that's how he came famous. Yeah. And like that's what people call him racist for because he was fighting the Indians and he was calling them worse and shit, which horrible, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're at war with someone. No one kicked off with World War II soldiers when they were calling the Nazis like worse and shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When they were calling them Jerrys because they're not German, they're calling them Jerrys. You know what I mean? And it's like he was saying this because it was a different time, it was a different era. The guy probably isn't the nicest of people, in the sense of it, but he's not a horrible person, and he saved the country. So don't badmouth him just because because this is what another thing I keep referring to comedians because they tend to be the smartest people this day and age.
Yeah.
But Jim Jeffries says that this generation is known as the most progressive generation, but here's the thing. Every generation's the most progressive generation.
Yeah.
Because last generation, in the 80s, 90s, we were more progressive than the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll keep going. That's how our race keeps going. You cannot look back at a different generation, especially 100 years ago, and say, well, we should take any remembrance of them away because they said something that at that time was socially acceptable.
Yeah.
There wasn't any hint that it wasn't. And I don't think Winston Churchill's ever been known as a slave trader or anything like that. Admittedly, with slave traders, it's a different question. But with that, Winston Churchill was just a strong man who said a couple of racist things, which is wrong.
Yeah.
We're not promoting that. We're promoting what he did, the great things that he did.
Yeah.
And I just think people need I always say my little thing is my life motto, right on my grave. Too far right, you're going to destroy this world, but do not be too far left because you'll also destroy the human race.
But no, I think 100% because obviously you can go, especially recently the past couple of years in England, that obviously you can go that far left, that you end up far right instead.
Yeah, it's a better way to say it.
It's kind of like a big circle. So like especially since like the whole especially the whole Brexit thing. Like normally they were like working class men who they were like obviously like far left, like fuck the rich people. But then they're that far left that obviously when Brexit came around and like they end up going that far right that then they'll end up being like racist and vote for Brexit and all that shit. So they were left and then they end up going that far right. It's just like it's fucking
it's like so,
So it is like instead of like a straight line, it's more of a circle, isn't it? If how like far left and right you are.
Oh, I'm on the lemon gin now.
You're on the lemon gin now.
Yeah, lemon gin.
I don't know. Spicing things up, are
Yeah.
you?
I've started to bring the gin and the lemonade up just in case.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
Oh.
should have done that earlier.
Well, I wasn't on the lemon gin, but I drank all the pink gin.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, it was like half a bottle. I'm smashed.
Yeah, that's it. I'm getting it a bit weird now. Yeah, I think that's the thing, obviously, because we were saying, don't want to sort of podcast, want to keep going, is having a drink and chat and shit. It probably makes you like, you want that human contact on you. Like, you want to be together in the same room, just chatting shit, don't you? Like, it probably makes me miss like the pub, or even just like going like seeing each other in person, just chatting shit.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. When Kieran says it, he hits the nail on the head, really. It's like, it makes you think of, like, it makes you, it gets you through this shit.
Yeah. It's kind of like a mini therapy session, isn't it? Like, you just like fucking.
Hey, get shit off my chest, like, and it's good talking to you again. Like, we obviously, there was a point where you were like, I said to this point, really, but like, obviously you've moved away, but like, you were the guy I went to, and you got it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Exactly.
Don't get too cheesy, but like, obviously now I'm locked in with just one woman who's a pain in my ass.
Shout out.
Nah, I'm a joke. Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, we'll have to like at some point get all the lads on, but it probably just imagine it's a podcast with like 10 people, all the lads are like 10 people on the podcast.
Oh god, no, you'd have to have one at a time, and they all love talking. So it's like,
I think well, listen to the Free Shot to Tequila podcast. Shout out, Funny to podcast. Yeah, I think at one point on their podcast, obviously they've got like a studio that they go to and do it. I think at one point they had like eight people or something there in the studio. I think some people just in the background chatting, but then obviously there's just like all of them just chatting shit. But it was like funny as fuck, because like every single podcast there is just funny as fuck. But like they're just like there's just like 8 of them there just absolutely chatting shit. It was fucking class. So it's like it'd be good to do that here. But obviously I know a couple of our mates we'd have to cut half it out.
Oh yeah, we can't do live streams or anything.
Yeah, there's been a couple of stuff like that. We'd have to cut half of it
out. We talk about people who's far left and far right. We've got people on every side of even some in the middle, some on the left, some on the right. And they just say, to be fair, this is why we're friends with them though, because it's not about politics. It's not about the way they look at life, because they don't force it on anyone, but they will just say things that a lot of people find offensive.
Yeah.
And I just think, it's a joke. They don't mean it. Like, they're not harsh. They don't want to hurt anyone. But
yeah, I guess the good thing
culture.
I guess probably Britain in general, isn't it? Like, our friend group is everybody's got such different mindsets, but we're also like good mates at the same time.
Yeah, and that's how it works, and that's like how it should be at the end of the day.
Yeah, like you've got to have conflicts with your mate and say, I don't agree with what you're saying, but then at the same time, you're still best mates. Like, obviously, like me and you've had a disagreement at times. Like, even just saying about anything, and then like we're still like best mates. So do you know what I mean? But I feel like in like maybe other cultures, I was only keep going back to America because all our American viewers are just going to leave. We've got no American viewers left now.
Oh yeah, we've definitely.
But I guess it is a very stereotypical. Obviously, like we love Americans, pick up Americans.
It's I did spend about 15 minutes talking about how much I like. I did spend 15 minutes talking about how much I like America.
Yeah, exactly. Pick up Americans. So obviously, it's like. I don't know, obviously everything happening recently, all the Trump stuff and the raids and all that. Most Americans are posting online and saying, I'm sorry for the other Americans. Because same again, it's like probably like the 1% of the vocal minority. That's the people that are doing all that shit. And the other 99% Americans, they're fucking sound as fuck.
That's what I mean. I couldn't, honestly, I can't stress enough. I could not care less if you vote Democrat or Republican, especially when I'm not even from the country. I couldn't care less. Like, I think America has a lot of things to change, but that's my opinion. Do what you want. It's not my country. I can't dictate, I say. But when you start fucking killing people and shit, then they're the people that I'll rant on about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people that think, I'll kill a police officer and then I'll just say Trump's name and it's alright. They're the people that kick off about. Like, do what you just want, like, it's an opinion. But that's my opinion on everything. I'll disagree on a lot of things that people, you know what I mean? Like, I have a very different background to a lot of people, but at the end of the day, all I'll ever say is I'll say my opinion that will be very controversial, but I'll say I'm happy for you to do as you wish. Like, I'm not going to preach here against you. I'm not going to start kicking off at you because you have a different opinion. Do you know what I mean? X, Y, Z. That's
Yeah.
how it should be.
But
That's
I
why our
think yeah, like
friendship
100% right.
works.
Obviously, everybody. Obviously, as soon as you talk politics, everybody, especially like family and friends, like I've heard like the number one rule. I don't know if it was like a comedian said it or someone. Never talk about politics with your friends or your family, because everybody's got such that different views. Is that crazy? Like obviously, like my sister's like kind of like she's like loads of she's not a politician, but she's like political stuff like uni, it's like kind of into politics and stuff like that. So it's like her and like my dad and like all my family members and stuff. Like, when they talk about it, it's like obviously they always argue. But it's not arguing; it's more of like a debate about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That thing, like obviously, like friends and stuff. You debate about it more than argue.
Well, that's what I thrive with. Like my old head chef that I was talking about earlier, like amazing guy. We used to debate. Like he said to me once, right, and I'm like, say I'm born Catholic, like I say raised Catholic even, but I'm not like set to the rules.
Yeah.
But he turned around at me. He said every war has been created by religion.
Yeah.
And I stopped him, right? This is mid-service, by the way, because this is how crazy chefs get. I turned around and I said, whoa, no, that's wrong. And he started kicking off. I said, no, listen to me. I said, every war is not created by religion. It's created by belief.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny. You can stand there and say, well, I'm an atheist. You never hear an atheist cut someone's head off, you know, for nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what they always say. But I'm not being funny, but, like, America didn't fight Iraq because of religion.
I guess
the belief is like a lot stronger. Belief includes religion. Belief also includes the greed for power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a huge thing. But anyway, my point was that we started this debate, and then the other two chefs were like, "Whoa, stop!" Like kicking off, like as if we were arguing. I said, "What?" And we both turned around like, "What?"
Yeah.
No, we're just in a debate. It's a friendly debate. We're gonna walk away after this and start, you know what I mean, and laugh.
Yeah.
We're not going to lose friendship with each other because we don't agree.
Yeah.
Like, even if we, but to be fair, he ended up agreeing with me because it makes sense, but that's not the point. Even if we disagree to the point where we very much were on the other side of the opinion, we would never have fell out because of that, because that's not life.
Yeah.
Be open-minded, accept other people have different opinions. That's how the world is.
Yeah, I think what I was going to say, which is what I forgot, my point was pretty much was, yeah, obviously, do what you want, vote for whoever you want, like, obviously, every single person in the world's got a different mindset. Like, just say, obviously, like, if someone votes someone's left or right, everybody's still different if they vote left or right. Like, whatever. So pretty much, like, have your own opinions. Do what you want. Obviously, that's the whole point, like, free will and whatnot. So obviously, think what you want, have your own opinions, but just make sure that doesn't impact anybody's other life in any way, unless it's in a positive way. Like, that's pretty much what I was trying to say. So obviously, don't, like, be that far right that you're like being negative to like other people. So obviously everyone's got their own opinions, but just don't be that much of a dickhead that it affects someone else's life.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like I accept everyone's opinions. Obviously, vote for everyone. Like obviously everyone's got their opinions. No, like obviously I fucking hate the Tories, like kind of thing. But I can kind of.
I've just spat my drink out.
but I can kind of accept and see why people vote for them. At the same time, because I'm like a rational person, so I can see like same like you say Trump or whatever. Like I can see like rationally why people would vote for him if like you're brought up like that, and I can see why you do that, and I can see why people are like right and take over the Capitol building, because like even though like to our eyes they are thick as fuck, but it's not their fault at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like, obviously, you've got to be smart and be like, you've got to think, oh, am I doing the right thing? But like, I'd say as long as you don't hurt anyone else in the process, with your opinions, then go ahead, I guess.
Well, that's it. I agree with what you said there. Apart from like certain things like that, because at the end of the day, like, I'll stand there and say, yeah, like I'll listen to your opinions, but if you're willing to walk around with guns and inflict pain on other people, then I disagree. And people always like this argument now is like, well, no one kicked off when the BLM protests were killing people in America. Yeah, people did kick off. This thing's a lie. But at the same time, that's when I didn't agree with BLM. Do you know what I mean? When it starts killing people.
Yeah.
I believe equality should be a thing. I don't believe anyone should die for it.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, you know what I mean? So the same thing with this Capitol thing. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, I understand, like, they feel like they need to revolt against the government. But end of the day, the guy lost. You know what I mean? I actually put this, and this is the way I need to be off social media. Because I was reading through some comments and it just triggered me, and I'm not even from America.
That's why I think especially like recently, I'd say like it triggers me loads recently because I saw it, I see it once, and I'm like, oh, like I say like Emily, she'd like say, oh, like we've seen what's been happening in America. Or she showed me a video of like the riot of it, and I'd see it, and it just like pissed me off. I'm like, nah, I don't care. I'm not just trying to be like, I literally don't care. So I'm just kind of trying to not care because life's better not knowing of how bad it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's like I'd rather not know.
when did it be okay to stop caring about people with no money, aka like third world countries, but now worrying about a country that is meant to be one of the richest?
Yeah.
Because they've got because these people don't like who's in charge. Yeah, and this is what I was saying about my comment up on the first line. I'll only say the first line. I don't like my government.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Tories, especially the Tory that we have in charge. I can't stand him. And I think he's a funny guy. I'm not hating him as a person.
Yeah.
But my point is, that's my opinion. But have I tried to kill someone? No. Well, yeah, England don't have guns or any shit, but I haven't stormed any building.
Yeah.
I haven't got on a train all the way down to fucking... And bear in mind, it takes less time for me to get to London than it does for half the people that were at that protest at the Capitol building to get to where they had to be. And it's like, I haven't done that. I haven't went all the way there. I haven't inflicted my opinion on anyone else. At the end of the day, the way the world works is, especially in the democracy, is it goes to vote. Yeah, you didn't win. Get over it. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
And how much evidence is against you to say that it wasn't a fixed vote?
Yeah.
There's cameras. You had people on both sides watching the people to count the votes, and yet you still need to keep going on.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, even Africa's turning around to America and go, shut up whining, you're pissing us off.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, it's pathetic. Just admit it and move on. That's how life works. 4 years' time, you get a vote again.
Yeah.
Crack on. End of story. That's it. And that's the way I look at it. Like, I don't care if you believe Donald Trump's the man, whatever, but don't be killing people because a life's only lived once.
Yeah.
And I'm Catholic. I'm raised, like I say, I keep saying I'm raised Catholic. So I believe this. I don't personally properly believe, but possibly heaven. But I still live this life like it's heaven. That this is my last chance.
Yeah.
If someone was to take that from me or anyone I know, I'd you know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
So why would you do that?
You know, yeah, I think that's a fucked up thing as well. You're like, well, I'd like to hear about obviously like people who stormed the building. Some people got killed because they stormed the building.
They trampled on and stuff.
I saw like a post saying like, you literally stormed the building for some guy that's not the president anymore that doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah, he's encouraging it, but he's laughing at people dying. He's enjoying people dying at the end of the day because he knows it's going to big his name up even more.
It's fucking mental.
Makes him
the
victim.
Die for some cunt that does not give a single shit who you are. It's like yeah, fair enough. Just say like you want to fight for your rights, sort of. Say like BLM, 100% like fight for fucking Black Lives Matter and all that. 100% agree with all that. But the same with Trump shit. What are you fighting against? Like they're not taking any of your rights away. Because another president's been elected. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like,
they're not fighting for it. Like obviously, like I mean, even when the Tories won over a couple of years ago, obviously there was protests for like a day or a week or whatever. Yeah, you can have protests, but obviously don't have a fucking go full on rioting and fucking killing people. Like,
the thing is, the difference there though is that like when we got the Tories, right, they said they were going to take the NHS away and all this shit, right. That's what they promised when they came over. So the people that like protest were mainly for that. Even the NHS staff fought against stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But Biden, I've been keeping up to date as much as I can with it because I wanted Biden to win personally, just because I can't stand.
I think every English person did.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, especially with our Prime Minister being Donald Trump's little pet, like it was even more annoying. But like, I've listened to everything he said. He hasn't even said anything. He hasn't even had a chance because he's trying to deal with Donald Trump. So he's acting like he's turned around and said, right, any person who supported Trump is getting the house took off him. He hasn't even said any of that, yet he's writing because Donald Trump said, I don't want to lose. And you know what the annoying thing is? Before the election, Donald Trump, and this is how it cancels any election, like anything that he has. He said before they even started counting votes, he said, if I do not win, it's a fraud.
Yeah.
Joe, it's a fix. He didn't even say fraud because he's not that well inclined at English, but like he said it's a fix. It's like, there you go. So if I lose this match, this football match, it's fucking fixed. Then when you lose the football match, no one's gonna believe you that it was fixed. You know what I mean? Like, shut up. Like, you're just a sore loser, mate. You know what? He's not.
The big all end all is literally he's just a massive sore loser, which is causing people to die because he's a sore loser.
Put it this way, I'll say he's stronger, right, and he can come kill me. He's a spoiled little brat, right, who hasn't earned a penny for his name. His dad did, and that's just the situation he's in.
Yeah.
I think I know more about business than he does, and I'll say that. But I'm not even like, I mean, I think, fuck, like, I'm not standing an argument with him, because I think I'd actually enjoy a conversation with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think I would. I think I'd actually come off, like, and enjoying it. I think he might be a funny guy in some ways.
Yeah,
but any president...
I'd love to know how his brain works, me.
Yeah. That's right. Any president that turned around and said, I'd grab a woman by a pussy, or whatever he said, something along them lines anyway, and he said I can get away with it because I'm famous. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, no, you've got no fucking like, yeah. I can't even speak. Yeah, slur it. We'll slur it together. Ideology. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah, and so we got two fucking lads from the north. Probably like you did game design, I did fuck all, and yet we're calling out the president of the United States.
1v1 me, bro.
Hey, let's fucking get naked and mud wrestle. I'll take you. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Anyway, so we'll go off politics anyway, because now we've probably like lost half our chance to get what do you call it, clientele.
All them sponsors have gone.
Oh yeah, rip. Even the Discord DJ's left us.
Has he? Oh no, what's he done?
He's went bare. We've listened to a full playlist.
Is it because we listened to the full? I'm actually.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Proper sesh. That's what we should do anyway. Every 2 weeks.